My name is Clara Towson, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
I am Francisca George, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Yeah.
My name is Zainab Summers, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hey guys, my name is Sasha Vickery, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Harris, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Jan Faria, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes.
Take one. Well done.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Paulini, and I'm a friend of the show.
Wow, Jasmine, you got it in one time.
Ready? Play.
Mr. Zach, how are you?
Johnny Silk, how the heck are you? Where in the wide world are you today?
I'm
Are
in
you
Germany,
kidding? Oh,
and we have electricity. I can assure you, we do. I just haven't turned my light on yet, and I haven't even plugged my microphone in. How are you?
well, thank you so much for being environmentally conscious, John, and just like making things a little bit easier, not just for the German people, but really all of Europe. I couldn't be better. I'm excited. This is going to be a fun match. Tiafoe is always a joy to watch, and Musetti has one of the most beautiful backhands on the tour. I think we're in for a good one tonight. We are underway live from Cincinnati. A lot of people call it the Paris of the Midwest, by the way. Have you ever been to Cincinnati, John?
No, I haven't, but I sense a little bit of irony in that.
It's off the chart. I mean, look. You know, you think about the 1,000 level events, and you are seeing some of the greatest global cities. You're seeing Paris for a Masters. You're seeing you're seeing any number of truly amazing global cities
Mm-hmm.
and Cincinnati. And I got to tell you, as somebody who's been to Cincinnati, it's fine. You know, do you know in America what Cincinnati is most known for cuisine wise?
Tell me.
Something called Skyline chili. They just put a bunch of chili on spaghetti, and that
Okay.
is less exciting than some of the cuisine in some of the other 1,000 cities. Montreal, Toronto, just some of the other ones in North America. You know, but like, look, it's hot. I believe it's likely to be quite humid tonight, although I haven't checked the weather. But we're going to be in for a good match, despite the fact that you got to always keep an eye on the players there, because if they had that Skyline chili, they're going to feel it the next day. It is notorious for causing gastro distress. Little
Yes,
inside scoop for you.
in fact, it was about a year ago that our good friend Mr. Sinner did suffer from that exact same issue.
It must be straight up blasphemy for an Italian to see just a big old bowl of chili thrown on top of spaghetti.
As well, in addition. What do you
Yes.
make of, by the way, we're looking at Musetti here looking like he's going to hold serve, but what did you make of the Sinner news today that he's not going to be playing the US Open?
I think the big loser is tennis. I think it's sad. You know, both him and Alcaraz have been dealing with health struggles on and off, not just this year, but you know, intermittently for several years. And it's such a shame for the sport because it is better when both of them are in it, straight up. Whether you prefer Alcaraz, whether you prefer Sinner, whether you don't really like either of them, they are great for the sport. People watch when they're on the courts, and so I'm really bummed. That being said, I mean, this is as wide open a field as we've seen since the French Open. But if you take the French Open out of it, it's as wide open as anything's been since 2001. So this is a real opportunity for the young and up-and-comer players to break through. Let's see who seizes the mantle and makes something of it. You know, Alcaraz, I believe, is still in the draw, but certainly is not in form. I think it was a real tactical error from him and his team not to play Winston-Salem to get some match reps. Would you agree?
That is brilliant, Zach. And we've got Valdez here as well. By the way, we've got two, I believe, US citizens, Americans with us right now, and therefore potentially, at least under our journalistic skin, supporting Americans when it comes to the men's side at the very least. And I want to get both of your thoughts because I'm going to leave you at some point, but maybe I'll come back as well later on. But I want to get both of your thoughts before we get into this match between Musetti and Tiafoe.
Yeah.
Regarding that, I don't have it immediately available, but Steve Flink sent me his book, and I'm going to be speaking to him very soon in the next. Yeah, it's about like the Americans in history of tennis. You know, and there's Sampras there, and Serena Williams, and of course Venus Williams as well, and many others that are documented in that book. But I want to get your take. Let's begin with you, Valdez, as you've just joined. Are we going to get a men's American winner this year? Maybe?
Oh, gosh.
Pressure, I know.
That's like, I can go down the list of names and give reasons why each of them could. And
Fritz, Tiafoe, Shelton.
And in the same breath, I have very strong cases why they will not win the US Open. And so I think it's we've seen how the draw broke down at the French Open, and Zverev was the one who picked up the pieces. We don't know what form Carlos will be in. Sinner is clearly not going to be there, obviously. And so when I look at the tournament, I think it's just going to be, it's hard to predict because I trust Taylor Fritz, but Taylor Fritz can throw in a clunker, like we've seen it in slams. I trust Shelton, but Shelton may not make it out of week one. We've seen it throughout this year.
Yeah.
I trust Nakashima, but he really hasn't done anything at slams. He's going to be ranked as high. He's going to be a top 16 seed after his run.
Wow.
He's up to number 16 in the rankings now. But
Nakashima?
Nakashima is going to be a top 16 seed after this run, unless Tiafoe wins this tournament. There's Tiafoe, who has done well at the U.S. Open, but we've seen how he's imploded in big moments, in big matches, and in slams. And who else is there? Tommy Paul, completely unreliable.
Absolutely, yeah.
Is there anybody else,
Like,
a certain diminutive lefty that can inspire a nation?
Diminutive
injured. Like that is a list of 6 potentials, and each of them has a strong case against them. So I can't.
I mean, Valdez, one thing's for sure, someone is winning it.
Yeah, someone is winning.
Now, and I know that there's Carl. So there's 3 names, and I think I said this with Brenner earlier when we got the news about Sinner withdrawing Zach. There's 3 names, and if you're everyone else, and so therefore if you're Tommy Paul or Lerner Tien or Francis Tiafoe or Lorenzo Musetti, who's down 1-2 as we speak, whoever you are, you're looking at these 3 names, and you're looking at, let's just say you play it on the same day as Novak Djokovic, and you've won your match, and Djokovic is down 2-1. You're going, okay, well, this is interesting. Okay, you come off court and you speak to your coach and you get on the bicycle, and Djokovic is down. So Djokovic, Zverev, Alcaraz. And there is a strong case, Zach, to say that they are not winning the US Open for one reason or another. And therefore, Lerner Tien, Francis Tiafoe.
Yes! Yes!
He's in the conversation.
People are yearning for Lerner. I was stopped in the street the other day, just a random passerby going, what do you think of Lerner Tien? Is this his tournament? And the answer is...
He's injured, though, Zach. He's injured.
The answer is probably not, but
he's playing Valdez. He's playing the U.S. Open.
I will say, watching that,
playing, but he has the arm thing. He's been struggling with the left arm thing.
I think the story for Lerner right now, this would be a golden opportunity for him to make the second week, make a little bit of noise. I think that he's not there yet, and then I think Valdez is exactly right with the arm injury. He cannot beat Alexander Zverev right now.
He's been serving well in his last 3 tournaments, and the way I think he played a good match against Francis. It's Francis, right? He lost in 3.
Valdez, I don't want to cut you off. We love questions in the chat. We also love comments. I just want to read this one out by step by step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Valdez, you're so beautiful. I like you so much, man. Valdez, care to comment?
No comment.
Yeah, that's fair enough, fellas. There was an even better one about 2 or 3 days ago. There was me and Fergus, and someone wrote in the live chat, Fergus, and they wrote like mostly in English, but the last word, it said, Fergus, you're so guapo.
Oh, I speak just enough Spanish. I believe I know what that means.
Exactly. But the other funny thing is Fergus kept on previewing whatever the match we were previewing. He just ignored it.
I want to ask you all a follow-up question, though, kind of related to the U.S. Open. So if you had to take Americans versus the field or Zverev, Djokovic, and Alcaraz versus the field, which do you think has a better shot?
That's a really good one, because if you were saying like Americans versus the field, I'll take the field. If you were saying I'll take the other three, yes, I'll take the other three versus the field. Yeah.
My goodness, that forehand that Tiafoe just hit. I have to go to the match for a moment. Beautiful angle.
A short, curved angle forehand. He just whipped. Yeah.
That is a whippy forehand, and then a whippy forehand, a whippy forehand. I heard a great saying today. I got on the course this morning. My opponent said that he heard Chris Everett say that if you're playing somebody slow, you hit it where they're running because they're not going to get there. But the ultimate tennis compliment is when you hit it behind somebody because that means they're fast. So in a way, Tiafoe just gave Musetti a great compliment with that absolutely nasty crossing forehand.
Musetti is fast. I mean, he is. So Zverev is going to be the number 1 seed at a slam for the first time in his career.
Gag me with the spoon.
Number 1 seed, yeah.
For the first time in his career. That is ridiculous.
Likely the last. Hopefully the last. Yeah, I mean, look, I think if you're looking at who's in form, who's had the best season, and who's got the game, I regret to say, I think there's an awful lot to like about Zverev's chances, if not a lot to like about him as a guy or stylistically. I will say if anybody can come off of a long layoff and come into a major out of form and just dazzle us, it's going to be Carlos Alcaraz. And so I cannot bring myself to bet against Carlos Alcaraz, even if it's
he is the bookie's favorite.
Yeah.
He is the favorite.
Yeah. I mean, look, he look, at the end of the day, if he's on, is there a player in this draw that can beat him if Sinner's out?
If he's on, no. But
You do realize, Carlos, I was joking earlier in the chat, in our Talking Tennis chat, I was saying Carlos won the French Open, his first French Open. He won it with no arms and just hope and just fight. And he was so out of form. His forehand was all over the place, and somehow he beat Sinner in the semis and beat Zverev in the final and won his first French Open. So
I also have to acknowledge that chase down by Tiafoe. I mean, he is so. I mean, he's just such an incredible athlete. I mean, he's also just got so much creativity to his game. That passing shot a moment ago, good example of it. Unbelievable rundown. I think that he has melted down in big moments before, but the New York crowd is its own beast, right? And they are going to be behind him. They are going to be rowdy as can be. And if there's any player that likes when the crowd gets into it, especially as the good guy, I think that might be able to boost Tiafoe. And I think certainly he's a contender, but I wouldn't put him in that top tier. I put him in that sort of like, well, if Alcaraz is a little bit off, if Zverev, has a mental whatever, as he oftentimes has, maybe Tiafoe can get it done. Tiafoe just hit a ball that shows why he's not in that top tier. That was one of the sloppiest, ugliest misses.
As you were saying that, when you were saying he rises to the occasion, he hit that shot, and I was just like, that's the reason why he is not winning the US Open. That shot,
fair point.
That particular shot.
Hey, are we gonna get a little bit loose tonight, guys? This is gonna be a fun stream, yeah? Because I'm debating pouring myself a nice glass of port because this match, while it's a dessert match, I do like the dessert wine.
That you've not poured it already, Zach.
Okay, I'm gonna be back momentarily.
Do it.
And I look forward to joining you all for more as Musetti has an ad point here at 1-2.
Do it. Go get it. Valdez.
Yes, John.
I know what you
I've
mean with some of those shots from Tiafoe, but give me one more just give me one more semi-final run from Francis. Give me one more, and this year, not a year when Sinner and Alcaraz are firing and all the rest of it. Just give me one more year, get to the semis, and by the way, it's you, Tommy Paul, Artifice, and give me a random semi-final.
Podar?
Bublik.
Oh no, gosh.
Yeah. Let's make it random. Let's go wild. We've got 4. Don't give me, because Artifice is big enough. Don't give me like João Fonseca or Mensik or something. I need those guys can wait. They can wait another year.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned Fonseca and Mencic. I actually don't think they're going to do well at the U.S. Open. I don't.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. But don't give me Zverev, Djokovic, Alcaraz, and yeah.
I don't know. Fabio Coboli.
Yeah, don't give me that.
So
Don't give me
Felix is going to be the number 3 seed. I'm going.
So who's number 2 seed? Then Alcaraz is number 2. Okay,
Alcaraz will be number 2.
Yeah.
I said, look at the rankings. And I'm looking at, for example, let's just say, if we're assuming that someone from the top 20 is going to win this slam, I'm looking at the top 20. Obviously, Sinner's out. I don't think Felix Auger-Aliassime is winning the U.S. Open. I'm sorry, he's not winning the U.S. Open. I don't think Alex de Minaur is winning the U.S. Open. I do certainly not Daniil Medvedev. He is not winning the U.S. Open.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. That would be wild, but okay.
I don't think Hodar is winning the U.S. Open. All due respect, he played so well.
Sure.
I don't think Musetti is winning. I don't think Lorenzo is winning. Arthur Fils has never even made the quarterfinal of a slam. That's always the first.
But Artifice has not made a slam semi-final yet, but he's gonna do it very, very soon. But he's gonna make a Artifice is gonna be in as long as he has a healthy 12 months, he's in a semi-final of a slam sometime in the next 12 months. No?
I think so. I think
in terms of talent, he should be in a
The
semi-final.
next step, I think he needs to at least make the final of Cincinnati. Like he needs to make the final of Cincinnati to actually, because he's had semi-final runs at Masters 1000s before. At least I think 2 this year already. And both of those matches ended in a whimper. Ended in a whimper to Sinner in Madrid. Ended in a whimper to Lehechka in Miami. So I think this is his opportunity for him to play. I think, who does he play tomorrow? He plays not Toronto. Let's see.
Yeah, so I need to know.
He plays Coboli tomorrow.
Yeah, Coboli.
That's a tough match.
Yeah.
That's gonna be tough.
I
think
when
Coboli's
it comes
in that one, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe, but Coboli
is up to number 6. He's on a wild run. He's gone up.
I know he's all or nothing, Coboli. Yeah, but Coboli winning slams and stuff is a bit. I don't know. I just see so many holes in his game.
There are, and he
mind you, I see a couple of holes in Francis's game as well, but
I think if Cabali wins a major, it would be even more of a shock than Gaston Gaudio's French Open win.
That's a shot. Yeah.
So
is that a shot or is that fair?
Of the top 32 seeds, Zach, who would be the most shocking win?
Nakashima, because I think he has such a smart game. He makes the smart shot every time, but something you'll hear a lot of coaches talk about is the vision, the courage to do something dumb, to take a risk that you're not supposed to and pull it off. And Alcaraz has the most vision of any player on tour, and I would argue the most of any player since Roger Federer, maybe the most ever, right? And that is that's the gap between being elite and being the best, right? And Nakashima, maybe he's got it, maybe he can find it, but I just haven't seen anything that suggests that he can take and make those risky, courageous shots at the right moments in a best of 5 set consistently to get through 7 rounds. And by the way, I just want to say, Bin 27, Reserve Porto, Fonseca, delicious. And cheers to everyone at home having a cheeky taste on a Friday evening.
Enjoy. I've had a couple of glasses of wine already, and I may have another one very soon. But
Good man.
Here's a question for both of you. But I'll come to you first, Valdez. I mean, holes in their game among players that haven't won a slam. So I'm not going to be asking you about holes in Djokovic's game or Alcaraz or even Sinner, even though he's not going to be playing the upcoming US Open. But like Felix, Shelton, De Minaur, I'm just going through the rankings.
Come on, be for real, De Minaur.
Yeah, I know, but like holes in their game. I mean, yeah, be for real, but
yeah,
we're assuming that it's going to be a bit of a big ask for Alcaraz to win this US Open, but it can happen for sure. We're assuming it's a big ask for Djokovic because he needs a few things going in his favor, i.e., not playing too many 5-setters. And we're also assuming that someone who's never made a US Open final before, Alexander Zverev, could lose in the first week. Lose.
Zverev has made the final. He lost in the final to Dominic Thiem.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
I'm sure Zverev wants to forget about it too.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I have to come to the match for a moment. That passing shot backhand that Musetti just hit, that is the kind of one-hander that makes a bunch of people that have no business hitting a one-hander really, really want to go that way. That was absolutely gorgeous.
He just broke,
huge break.
And he has just broke. But he also, in this game, and I forgot to mention it, there was an unbelievable return of serve, also on the backhand side as well.
Yep. And shout out to Super Dave in Texas coming to us live. We got Ghosty in the chat. And also, of course, Sean Power. What up, dog? It is. It's a good crew. It's going to be a fun one.
Classics in the chat.
Going to get a little loose on a Friday night.
Wait, John, go back to your question.
Yeah, like holes in the game. I mean, I guess
if I'm looking at the players, like absolutely, Felix is not winning the U.S. Open. His backhand, he cannot win the U.S. Open with that backhand.
So, but then nor is Kaboli, nor is Shelton's. So here are the holes. Okay, I'll come back. Felix, you're right. Backhand mentality as well. Shelton return is obviously. Medvedev hasn't won like a hard court tournament or anything of any note for 27,000 years. De Minaur's just never won anything and really has about as much ability as us two put together. Maybe Zach, sorry, I apologize for that because I know you're pretty good. Taylor Fritz is just someone who just cowers when anyone is half decent, especially from the baseline. Flavio Caboli is maybe overrated and is lucky to be 10 in the world.
This next one's interesting, John. This next one is the kind of player in an open
field.
Wait.
I've got Rafael Hadar first. Rafael Hadar is like obviously a little bit of a next gen, but maybe he needs to wait another couple of years before we're going to do anything. He's not winning the US Open. Surely.
Zach,
this year.
Look,
Rafa Hadar, if he's winning a Grand Slam, sure. Is he winning the upcoming US Open? Come on.
He's not.
It's one of those weird draws. It's one of those weird tournaments that we might look back on and say, how did that happen? Or also, maybe this is the moment that he arrived. Think about the meteoric rise that he's had this year. There have been more heralded prospects. A certain Brazilian youngster comes to mind, and no one has made more of a leap in 2026 than Hadar. And so I think I'd love to hear both of y'all's what you think are the holes in his game. Is his youth and relative inexperience. I'm not sure those are weaknesses, but what do y'all think might stop him from getting it done?
The serve and the durability. Like he by the time he got to the quarterfinals of the French Open, he was done. By the time he got to the fourth or third round of Wimbledon, he was done. It's a durability. It's best of 5. So it's hard for me, and the serve itself is a problem, and um, you can't, especially at that level, you need a base level to carry you through 7 best of 5 matches. Um, and you saw when he faced Zverev in the quarterfinals
Yeah.
of the French Open, it was just there was nothing there. So
that was, by the way, just a spectacular rally, and then Musetti just sprayed one of the uglier backhands you'll see a pro tennis player hit to end it after a truly fantastic rally. I'd love to keep going through this list, because who's after Hodar right now in the rankings?
Don't know. Bublik.
John just skipped right over Lorenzo and fine. Bublik. What is his biggest weakness, would you guys say?
I mean, regarding Lerner, listen, Lerner can be in the quarters and then you never know.
I don't think, Lerner hasn't been playing well, though, in my opinion. He hasn't played well the last few months, if I'm being honest.
The tour is such a grind, I mean, I think we see these young guys, they kind of break through, they get into the top 32, but it's so hard physically on the body to be a pro tennis player. And so I think Lerner is adapting and adjusting to that. I agree with Valdez's assessment that the physical health just is not there for him to get it done. My goodness, this point, the angles these guys are hitting tonight, a ton of fun, very, very impressive. Lehechka, the biggest quads on tour.
He's not. He is just so unreliable. Absolutely not. Like, it's not gonna happen. Zero chance.
Musetti is not winning a major. Not this one or another one. Ever? Musetti's not winning a major ever?
No.
He could have won the French Open this year if he played Zverev in that final, I think.
Coulda, shoulda, didn't.
Woulda,
And
like,
I just don't. I don't think the Musetti's got that last year.
You know the Rafa-ism, if.
Yeah, it's a great presser. Yeah.
Now Menchik is interesting.
He's not winning the U.S. Open.
What are the big, like, for the folks that are watching at home? What are the holes in his game? What's the thing?
Tiafoe was rubbish.
One more time, John.
So I just saw a horrible return from Tiafoe.
I mean,
oh yeah.
Wasn't there a point in Tiafoe's career when he had like the worst return stats of anyone in the top?
Is that an American thing? Because I saw the stats the other day on Shelton's return, and it was abysmal. I mean,
they're not great. Yeah, and we could go Isner and Opelka, but they're obvious. The one thing I will say about this, has he just won that point off the net cord?
Let's see this.
He did win it.
I love it, Francis' impression afterwards. So
yeah, very much the double net cord.
Yeah, double net cord, I think. It touches the net twice. And the impression that Francis does afterwards, I think means that he doesn't even need to apologize for that. It is funny.
Does the double net cord require a double apology?
Good question. Good question.
By the way, of all the little tennis traditions, most of them are fine. I would love to do with the insincere. Love to get rid of the insincere apology. They don't feel bad, and if they must apologize, I think they should put on their fingers on a scale of 1 to 10 exactly how bad they feel about it. Because I'm going to tell you, it's 1 every time.
Either of them means anything by that.
Yep. We've got another couple of break points coming up. Tiafoe trying to get back on serve. Lululemon does not sponsor this show, I don't believe, but just a fun fact, if you buy the shirt, the arms actually come with it, and you could look like Tiafoe too.
I think they said he's fitter this year than he's been in previous times in his career.
So, first of all, I want to comment on that not great slice there from Tiafoe that lofted long, and I know it happens on the amateur tour, but it is sort of annoying to me when it happens on the pro tour.
Yeah.
Secondly, I would add that I spoke to David Witt, or more than spoke to, did an interview, and he says it basically in the interview. He was kind of frustrated with Tiafoe's application. Let's say, or lack of. Yeah, I mean, he basically laid it out, and it was like, it wasn't like a hidden secret or anything. It was like, this guy maybe could win a slam or two if only he knuckled down. And
Yeah.
that was David Witt's, and he said it with love.
Isn't David Witt? No.
They spent 6 months together. So he was Pegula's coach for 2 or 3 years, and he had 6 months with Tiafoe. He had a few months with Kovacevic, although I think right now he's with someone else, but I don't know who.
It's in addition to the grind of the tour, I think that is under discussed, in my opinion, is the amount of distractions from a tennis perspective. But a lot of those distractions make people money. The more commercials you're shooting, the more photo shoots you're doing, the more you're engaging on social media, that all those things require you to not be hitting a tennis ball or in the gym for the most part. I guess you can tweet from the treadmill, but you shouldn't be doing that.
Isn't that the accusation that people have levied against Sabalenka's turn and form? And I think
about
it's
the
unjustified.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I have heard that. Yeah,
I don't like it, but yeah.
I do want to go over to a couple of the comments that we got in the chat. Ghosty asked, does anyone else think Lerner loves to grind maybe a little too much? It's a really interesting question. And personally, I don't know that he likes it or loves it. I think he's too comfortable with it. And he sometimes allows points to go on longer than they should. And I think just a touch more aggression would serve him well. What do y'all think about that question from Ghosty?
I agree with you. And do you know another player who fits that mold?
Who's that?
Jack Draper. Jack Draper is a grinder.
What a volley from Tiafoe. What a read.
I just saw this. Yeah, I just saw this. Yeah.
My goodness. And now we've got another deuce point. Another comment that I just want to take y'all over to here. Ghosty says that Menchik got more ups and downs than a yo-yo on a boat. And I just want to throw this thought out there. This is such an open field because of where Alcaraz is and with center out, and Djokovic at this stage of his career, and Zverev being, mental.
Zverev being Zverev.
Zverev being Zverev.
Yeah.
It's the kind of tournament where if somebody gets hot at the right time, a Menchik type, if they get hot, anything could happen. Just like a certain British player on the women's side a few years ago.
Not in best of 5.
Yeah.
I agree with you, because if this was a best of 3 tournament, I could see anyone can win a Masters 1000. Anyone could win this Masters 1000. You know what I mean? But
could Zach win a Masters 1000?
I don't think so. John, the question is, could I win a point in a Masters 1000? Not could I win a Masters 1000?
Mascherot last year.
Popper won one.
And Rinderknett made the final of Shanghai. That was a Masters 1000. So if this as a best of 3, anyone can win. But with the Grand Slams, I just think you need a base level that is sustainable over 7 matches that a lot of these players do not have.
Speaking of Shanghai, a lot of people actually call it the Cincinnati of Asia. Have you all heard that as well?
Huh?
I'm sorry for picking on Cincinnati. The thing is, it's not even a top 3 city in the state of Ohio. Columbus, Cleveland, and I'm going to say Dayton are better cities in Ohio. It's absolutely mind-blowing to me that they still have a 1,000, especially when a real city like Charlotte, North Carolina, has been advocating and lobbying to get it. Another interesting question from the chat is we got deuce number 3 here in this game from Ghosty. I'm worried he says, I'm worried that Alcaraz might be coming back earlier and risking serious re-injury to that wrist. Is that a valid concern? John, you've called so many matches, and you're a legit journalist. What do you think?
I mean, the thing is, if you're not directly involved in the team, then you won't know. But it's a legit concern. But I'm sure the thing is, I'm surprised it took as long as it did. First of all, we had so I imagine they're erring on the side of caution, right?
Yeah.
The thing when it flared up in Monte Carlo, and they were like, well, okay, obviously not such a big deal. Barcelona's coming next week. We play Barcelona. He plays the entire match, if I'm right, and he wins that match against Virtanen, I'm going to say, in the first round.
You're right.
Yeah. And then withdraws from the next round. And then it's like, oh, we might not play Madrid. And basically there was a silence from Alcaraz's side and the team there. But there was an interview with Lopez, I think, the director, the tournament director of Madrid, which is Lopez, I think, and he's like saying, "I've had this injury in the past. This is not like a quick fix. He's going to be back a week later." And sure enough, he pulls out of Madrid and ultimately the French Open. What surprised me the most was how quick, before even the French Open began, they said he's not playing Wimbledon or the grass court season either. He's not playing Queens and all the rest of it. And it's like, oh, wow.
And so...
And I thought that was them erring on the side of the caution. And he'd be back for Canada. Anyway, go on, Valdez, go on.
No, I agree with you. Oh, Tiafoe broke back, by the way, in an 11+ minute game.
Breakpoint number 5. Way to grind.
I think I'm slightly ahead.
Grind from the baseline. I'm watching it as it turns out. Oh, that's nice. That's nice from Francis there, because he could have continued the grind, but he went big on that forehand. Good for you. Because I was in that exact same point. I played today, and I was in a few of those today where it was like there was an inside-out forehand, and Ghosty loves a good inside-out forehand, I know. And I went for it a few more times because I was with a grinder. And he's the grinder who has ground me down a few times. But today I was a bit brave with him, and I'm very pleased I was.
If you'll indulge me and indulge Dave, Dave asked about the echo chamber of current tennis topics. Go. Nick Kyrgios. I believe that he played tennis at one point. I don't really remember much from his career, but as a former tennis player, has tested positive for a fun drug, but an illegal drug nonetheless. What do y'all think about allegedly?
That was a non-story in my. I did not.
Yeah.
That's not like a non-story. I'm going to be very. I scrolled the news and I saw a lot of journalists and reporters breaking news. I was like, has he been relevant in the last has he been on tour in the last 3 years? What are we doing here?
Slight disagreement, Valdez. I was shocked that he tested positive for cocaine for the first time this year. That was the only thing that really caught me. I was like, oh, first time. And I posted in the Talking Tennis chat, and forgive me, I'm being a little silly here. And if you got kids at home, cover their ears. I think there should be within 50 miles of a body of water exemption for party drugs. It was in Mallorca. It was in Mallorca. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. It was in Mallorca.
I have just seen the weirdest and funniest loopy forehand ever. What is going on with that? And it somehow landed in.
I can't believe that hit.
He's mishit it in the biggest possible way. I thought it's coming off his racket, and it's not even going to land anywhere close to the court, but it landed in.
You don't see a lob for an approach shot very much, but we just did somehow.
This has not been the highest of quality matches so far, I will say that. I mean...
It's been very fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Somebody, it might have been one of you two, but I think it wasn't, but somebody posted in the chat today, it might have been actually, sorry, say the chat, I mean on a WhatsApp chat, but it might even have been on Twitter, actually. I think it was on Twitter, actually, of I don't need to see a wild US Open. I need to see a high quality one. I'm like, okay, give me one more wild. We've had a sort of wild couple of tournaments this year at various points. Give me one more. Give me a wild slam start to finish. Not a French Open. I'm going to tease you with a bunch of wild matches, but ultimately we're going to get Zverev and Kabul in the final. No, give me a wild one. And then next year we'll go back to St. Perez.
I want Thiago Tirante versus
Altmaier.
Vertinen in the final.
Vertinen, Struck.
Alexander Blocks in the final.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
McDonald versus Alex de Minaur in the final.
Yeah.
Let's get weird with it.
Carlos Taberna, who's taken the slot of Yannick Sinner now in the draw as a result. And I was chatting to him. I was leaning against a tennis court post in Hagen in Germany before a challenger 125 or 75 even actually recently. Yeah, get him in the semis, and we'll take it from there.
By the way, 42 minutes to be at 3-all here, and I think there's a very good chance that we find ourselves in a deuce point. Nice extended rally, unbelievable angles from these two guys.
This is ironic because the first match was a serving contest against Fritz and Nakashima. They were flying through their service games, and they were done with the first set in 40 something minutes, and here they are, 40 something minutes, and it's 3-all deuce. This is
Wow.
ridiculous.
I hope that we're all prepared to stay up past our bedtime. John, I'm not sure that you have a bedtime. Your schedule,
I
it
know.
amazes and baffles me. I don't know how you do it. Like, is like, what's the secret? Are you
Yeah,
doing that
you're
Kyrgios
one
or
of
what?
many. You're one of many who falls into this trap. Fergus is another. Don't you worry. I sleep as well as anyone. Honestly.
A Bergs Mute final. I cannot even say
Bergs
without getting
Mute.
myself in trouble the emotions and reaction that I feel at the thought of that final. That would be tennis nirvana for the absolute sickos.
Definitely, but Mute versus anyone. Mute versus Opelka. Mute versus Sampras, age 60 is fun. Mute versus. I was talking to somebody the other day who's a sort of a passive, casual tennis observer, plays a bit, but. And he's like, well, tell me about this guy Mute, and I was like, he's box office, whatever. Mute playing cards would be fun.
I'll come off this after this, but I want a Mute Gaston final.
But isn't one of them injured and out of the U.S. Open?
Well, please don't be Mute. That's all.
Gaston looked very good in the Quebec City Challenger.
One of them has a hand injury.
Who's that?
One of them has
head injury.
Don't we all have head injuries in one way or another?
Indeed.
Yeah. Hand injury. I think.
And it is dusk in Cincinnati. Hard pressed to think of a more beautiful sight than the sunset over the Cincinnati skyline. What a shot!
My prediction for the U.S. Open final is Carlos Alcaraz versus Brendan Nakashima.
The thing about this draw is, like, I don't know if you're kidding or not. Like that's a legitimate prediction in this draw. Oh, Darwin Blanche, I want to believe. Like the X-Files, I want to believe.
This has IMG written all over it.
He got a wild card.
I can't believe they gave it to him over Wawrinka. And like I at various points have been enthusiastic and optimistic about Darwin Blanche. And then I saw him play in person at Winston last year, and he's 2 years away from being 2 years away.
The grip that IMG has on tennis is scary. There was another deal done recently I saw between IMG and the WTA as it turned out, but it's like,
I see Ghosty's comment, and this might be only for Ghosty and no one else. This is only half a joke. Vivek Ramaswamy is ducking me presently on the tennis courts.
You're lost me here right now. I'm lost.
The candidate for governor, not one that I'm a fan of, is a very good tennis player. He's an NTRP 5.0, probably a UTR 9. Yeah. DeWine is the governor of Ohio. Ooh, that's a great take from Super Dave. Darwin Blanche might be the next Seb Korda. That's a mean take, but I think probably a correct one.
Since Korda won that match against Carlos, he's just disappeared from the tour.
Yeah. His game is so smooth, and he's just got weapons, but I don't think that, like a lot of Nepo kids, he just doesn't have that killer instinct. And by the way, Petunia the Bulldog is sleeping under my desk right now as we watch this match play out. So please let me know if the Bulldog snoring noises are coming through in my audio, and I'll move her out to the living room.
Have you had any service game less than 10 minutes in this match?
We might be here till the morning. Valdez, where are you calling in from today?
I'm in Dallas.
Oh yeah, man! Like we're gonna be on this stream till the break of dawn.
I actually realized that I'm gonna have to drop for like 30 minutes because I have to talk to my have to call my siblings, but I'll come back after 30 minutes.
Carson's gonna maybe join us at some point, and I know Zach can't necessarily carry on forever as well.
Well, as long as Baby Archie is asleep, Dr. Cunningham, my wife, who's at book club. I got a few hours here.
How much longer from now are you okay for?
Well, I'm okay for like the next 30 minutes.
You're okay for the next 30 minutes?
Probably like 2 hours for me. By the way, Ghosty, I know that I feel like this is bait. Do I think Pagula has the killer instinct? Has she ever exhibited a single thing that would suggest she has it? No one looks better getting to the quarterfinals than Jessica Pagula.
That is not untrue.
Just saw a good point of but then Probably Musetti has to win this point, but it is going over the high point of the net, but chasing down that ball. But coming back to what you were talking about a minute ago with Sabalenka and all the business deals. So there has been, and I wasn't aware of it, some of the whispers regarding maybe her doing a little bit more than maybe she needs to do away from tennis, and that may be harming her tennis. That was that an influence I
Yes,
heard.
that is correct. That is that is what people are attributing her sudden drop in form to. I think it's unfair.
It's a stretch, Valdez. It's a stretch, and it probably isn't related actually. But I will say this: I think in other sports, but I'm thinking more team sports than individual sports. But I think it is related. There is a point at which you would advise, and maybe even strongly advise, and I'm thinking about team sports. I'm thinking about, some of the football players, soccer players in the 60s and 70s that basically they were told by their coach or coaches, listen, stop doing all these commercial nonsense. And I also will go as far as more recent times where, people like Ryan Giggs in the 90s were like clearly exposed to that. And then David Beckham, getting on a plane, going back and from North America and coming back to Europe because he wanted to prolong his career, and then suddenly doing his Achilles in, and so on and so forth. However, I don't know whether Sabalenka's form right now is necessarily related to some of her commercial.
Well, to kind of back Valdez up a little bit on this, it certainly doesn't help the amount of off the court commitments that she has, and I think, at the end of the day, they're all great competitors. They all want to win, but this is also their job. This is the thing they do for money, and part of their job involves stuff that has nothing to do with that tennis ball. And I think, just the
Federer. I watched a video, sorry, Zach, for 15 minutes. It was great fun. I watched 15 minutes today of Federer doing commercial stuff over the course of his career, and he was involved in so many cool adverts for Nike and for commercial stuff in Switzerland, Mercedes or whatever. And he won 20 Grand Slams.
Just to be clear, like I don't necessarily think that you can attribute her drop in form to her like off court. I think she has all rights to be a full human and explore whatever and make max. I mean, Sharapova had a lot of off court dealings. Serena, like these athletes, they've been able to manage. Roger Federer, like you mentioned, John, he's managed. So there's no reason for us to say that Sabalenka can't juggle those.
I'll zig a little bit here. I think that Sharapova's off court cost her majors. Straight up. I think her off court commitments cost her majors. I think Federer found a way to balance it as well as anybody, because he had real off court commitments, but I don't know, like is Alcaraz balancing off court and on court? It doesn't. There are some things that would suggest maybe not, right? Like it's not just the commitments, it's the trappings of wealth, it's the brutal travel schedule, it's the honoring those commitments across time zones. Being a professional tennis player is as hard as any pro sport in the world, right? Because of those time zones, because of that travel, because of that balance. And the higher up you go in the rankings, the more money and the more pull there is to stuff that has nothing to do with whacking a ball.
I know someone who is no longer coaching someone because of disagreements over that.
Oh.
I'm more than happy to, if you remind me and want to WhatsApp me about it later, then I'm more than happy to.
I will remind you.
Maybe we can get a couple more glasses of wine in you and see what we can get out on the stream.
It's not high level. It's not Nadal or it's not Juan Carlos Ferrero and Alcaraz or something like that. It's much lower down the food chain. But I know someone who is no longer coaching someone, and there were disagreements about that someone's off-court commitments and commercial stuff, and that's they kind of went their separate ways. At least as far as the coach is concerned, they went their separate ways as a result. I will come back in whenever Valdez leaves in 20 minutes or so, and but I'm more than happy to discuss that with you guys in private for sure, and everyone in the live chat can discuss it as much as they want.
Hey, post who you think it might be. Valdez.
We're
Just the two of
53
us.
minutes. We're 53 minutes into this match. It's 4-all. This is
Get comfortable. Like, hey, take an extra half an hour with your siblings. We'll still be here when you get back.
oh my god.
This sure feels like it's going 3, and it feels like whoever wins is going to lose in the next round because they're going to have to absolutely empty the tanks to get this, empty the tank to get this done. I want to address Ghosty's comment because I think yes, there is more scrutiny on Sabalenka, and certainly the critiques of off-court stuff, they are oftentimes, unfortunately, quite gendered, right? The level of scrutiny on women's players and women's athletes broadly is just different.
Emma Raducanu, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's unfair and it's wrong. It doesn't negate the fact that there might be some truth to it. Now, I think that doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about for Sabalenka. It means we should talk about it with others, particularly on the men's side. And I have real concerns about Alcaraz's off-court commitments too. I think that they're, every time he goes to Ibiza, I bet you he has a ball. There's no way it helps his tennis. And that's, he's not even making money for that. He's having a good time. And there was I believe it was Kyrgios actually that said the thing that was going to hold Alcaraz back was he likes girls too much. And he likes to party until the wee hours of the night and early hours of the morning a little bit too much. And I have no idea whether that's true or not. But I would just ask everybody to imagine being 23 years old, worth tens of millions of dollars, and having access to the best party places in the world. Would you be grinding the way that Djokovic did famously for his career? Like, I can speak for myself. No, I would be having a really good time, and I'd be spending that money.
I mean, you can apply that same logic to Sabalenka. She's gotten so much more recognition. She's on Vogue. She's got a lot more money this year, and she's gotten engaged. Like, that is, if you're using that argument for Carlos, you can use the same argument for Sabalenka.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, like, life is good.
This is not a particularly interesting take. I think more players would benefit from taking breaks. Like just saying, hey, I'm going to sacrifice my ranking. I'm going to skip a couple tournaments and I'm just going to breathe. I'm going to go to the beach. I'm not going to get, we're not going to be partying, but I'm going to actually relax. Right. And there was a part of me with Alcaraz, missing Wimbledon, where I wondered how much of this is injury and how much of it is burnout. And the only person that knows the answer to that is Carlos Alcaraz and maybe his team, right? But yeah, I mean, Super Dave put this in the chat. Like, he thinks that Sabalenka is burnt out and needs a break. They're all probably burnt out, and they all probably need a break. And like when we're all of us are in our window of tolerance, we're better able to handle stuff. Maybe she's outside her window of tolerance,
Like, if you watch the last few matches, the last few losses she's had, it's just been implosions.
Yeah,
Apart from the Naomi match, a lot of the matches have been implosions. The match against it started with the match against Baptiste in Madrid. She was in a winning position, multiple match points, didn't close it. The match against Sorana Cirstea in a winning position, didn't close it.
Yeah.
The match against Schneider, the wheels completely flew off. Lost did not win another game in the match after being up 5-2 or 5-3 in the second set. The match against Alexandrova, very erratic. Against Balick was just the worst, actually.
Mm-hmm.
She was up. Oh, welcome. Carson is here.
There he is. There's my guy.
There he is.
What's up?
The Minnesota madman himself, Carson. Welcome.
Welcome.
Oh, thank you.
We were just talking about Sabalenka's recent losses, and it's just been unraveling. Each match, each loss is getting worse and worse.
Did we just have 2 back-to-back sub 10-minute games? Wow.
Yep.
They're flying on that changeover. Carson, I believe we have been here for 1 hour to be on serve in the first set. Have you been watching so far, or are you coming in blind, buddy?
I've been watching a little bit.
So they've been on court for about an hour, and it's just 5-4 in the first set.
I don't know what advertisement I'm getting right now, but Turtle from Entourage just shot a layup on a basketball court. And so I don't know if y'all are in the same commercial, but that was a real blast from the past for Entourage enthusiasts. And entourage heads, either of y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah. Valdez?
No, I'm.
Sorry.
Are you familiar with the television program Entourage from the early and mid 2000s?
I think I've watched a few episodes of that show.
It's Sex in the City for dudes, basically. Yeah, it's fine. It was fine. It hasn't aged very well at all. But it was fun when it lasted.
Yeah. So hey, what's up, Ghosty? So the Sabalenka conversation.
No, we were just talking about trying to diagnose why she's fallen off.
Yeah.
So
You want to know how many top 20 wins she has since Miami?
0, I'm sure. Oh gosh.
2.
In how many matches? Ooh, I want to go to the chat for a moment. So Dave is a legit coach, right? And so he says Sabalenka's game style also requires total confidence and total shot commitment. Unfortunately, under pressure, the confidence drops and the game style fails. Totally agree. She also, because she swings so big and doesn't always have the most spin, she has a smaller margin for error, particularly on her forehand and, say, Iga, right? We saw a very similar thing happen throughout the career of Andre Agassi. Just the precision is so critical to that game because he would take it so early. Sabalenka, it's slightly different because she swings so big. I think there's a lot of truth in what Dave is saying. Carson and Valdez, do y'all agree?
No, I agree. Carson, what do you think?
I agree. I think, her margin for error is just so small. And I think that's...
We've hit the 1 hour mark.
Yeah, we have hit the 1 hour mark here. I think really her big shot making is trying to make up for, one, above average but not elite movement on the court. And then 2, I think there's still a residue of just like trying to protect her serve a little bit at times.
So you're right on that because someone, I don't know, maybe Vanch or someone on Twitter was talking about how her serve has basically just fallen off a cliff since the Miami, the Sunshine Double. And yeah, I think her serve is one of the issues. But I would say, like, to your point, in terms of, I think Dave's point on her confidence in shot making, I don't know if you watched the Balick match. It's probably the most dramatic. Like, it was as dramatic as like the U.S. Open final she played against Coco when she was just like hitting balls out every second. Like she was up a break twice in the first set. She was up 5-1 in the tiebreak, and the errors she made were just out of this world. She goes down a break early. She's down a set already after being up 5-1 in the tiebreak. Goes down a break with another slew of errors. She breaks back and builds a 4-1 lead, and then loses 5 games in a row to lose a match, with just errors all over the place. It was wild, to say the least.
Absolutely fantastic point being played here, and then Tiafoe sprays a very ugly forehand to end it. Musetti now at 40-15 to even us up at 5-all. Sure feels like we're on track for a tiebreaker, but it's tennis, and anything can happen here. Tiafoe looks frustrated. He looks frustrated.
It should be. It's been a frustrating match from both sides, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I mean, the serve that Musetti hit, I think, a point or two ago, look, a rec player can't hit it that hard, but missing by 6 feet is something that's very relatable to those of us that, that play at the amateur level. And we are now at 5-all. Hey, I would be remiss now that Carson is here if the three of us didn't play one of my favorite games on the Talking Tennis channel of Kit Doctor. What do we think of the kits? Valdez, start us off.
I don't like the color pattern, if I'm being honest.
For
Tiafoe.
Okay.
It's like I get it. I get the vision. It's just not working for me. I think it's just the like he has those shorts that he has the compression shorts underneath, and the shorts and the top, like, it's just not working as a whole package. And then the shoe color as well is like like beige, and I'm just like, okay, what is going on here? So, no, the like the individual pieces I like, but the combination of them, no.
It does feel like he's doing a touch too much.
Yeah.
Would you agree with the description from Ghosty of it being panda couture?
Maybe a little bit panda. My first thought when I saw this kit was I don't know how into like superheroes you guys are, but Rosarch from Watchmen.
Oh yeah, yeah, fair. Yeah, that is a good shout. Yeah.
That is a really good comp. That's a really, really good poll, too. I would not in a million years have made that connection. And now I'm going to spend the rest of the match being like, oh, yeah, look, Watchmen.
Yeah.
I will say, though, I love Musetti's kit. Anytime somebody's going to break out a wine-colored article of clothing, one, I'm having a nice glass of port. But two, it's a regal color. It looks nice. I would have paired it with something other than the deep gray. But I think that in the kit battle, Musetti is clearly winning for me. What do y'all think? As Tiafoe up 40 love, and we're now flying through this thing. We might get out of here in less than 3 hours, which I would not have guessed a minute ago.
No.
Yeah, I do think Musetti's got the better kit of the two. I don't necessarily love the color combination.
I would with the wine color, I would look for something not this color. The wine will go well with a different color, not the like hunter green. What kind of green is that?
Oh, hunter green would be nice. That would be a good combo. A nice pairing. Pretty aggressive swinging volley there from Tiafoe. I think he put a little more risk on that than he needed to, but got it done to get the hold there.
By the way, Francis Tiafoe had a surgery on his wrist less than a week ago for a cyst.
Come on, really?
It was a cyst removal. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. Good for him for coming back so quickly, and good for that doctor.
Procedure. So
yeah,
he could lay the pathway for, if he wins this tournament, he could lay the pathway for Carlos.
Oh my God, the chat is going absolutely bananas. Carson as the Samantha, yeah, I think that tracks. I think I can picture you with a martini, making glib comments.
No, I'm not too offended, but.
But which character from Sex and the City do you most identify with? As we're on a commercial break,
I believe it or not, I never really watched Sex and the City. I do not know any of the characters.
Brother, oh man,
I know Carrie Bradshaw was the most famous character from that show.
If you find yourself with like a slow month, have a blast. That show holds up in a way that Entourage certainly does not. It is aging like a fine wine, like Musetti's shorts. It is absolutely as good today as it was, I assume, when it came out. A little young to be watching it as a youngster.
So I'm going to ask ChatGPT, because it's basically like an agent that I basically have an agent. So I'm going to ask, based on what it knows about me, who am I most like from Sex and the City? So let's see what it
Zach, who would you identify with the most from that show?
Let's see. That's a tough question. Because there's so many great characters and it's such a good show. Oh man, I mean, I think I'm probably gonna have to go with one of Carrie's boyfriends rather than the main characters. Aiden sucks. Mr. Big is a straight up bad person.
Yeah.
Burger was a weirdo. David Duchovny's character was a tragedy. Alexander Petrovsky maybe hit Carrie at the end, which is a wild scene. So I don't know there. If you guys can't tell, I've watched Sex and the City 4 times. That's such a tough question. I'm gonna need to come back to that and think on it. But I'm guessing that Valdez has gotten his answer from ChatGPT on which character ChatGPT thinks that he is the most like. As we are now at 15 love on Musetti's serve at 5-6.
Miranda. ChatGPT said I'm most like Miranda. I don't know.
Valdez, ChatGPT is lying to you. You have too much panache and natural charisma to be a Miranda. That's not true. I full on reject that.
Oh.
You're not Miranda, and if you watch the show, you will understand why.
Okay.
I think go see my Steve. Yeah, Steve, bartender Steve. That's my guy.
ChatGPT said I'm a mix of Miranda and Anthony. Who's Anthony?
Anthony is the most fun character on the show. Eric, he is the most fun character on the show. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I think that you'll enjoy that comp.
So literally, ChatGPT said I'm a combination of those two characters.
Huh. That's a very, very odd. So, like, as somebody on the show, that you would not put those characters. They're so different that it's like it's hard to see. But maybe ChatGPT cooked on that one a little bit. As Musetti now up 30-15 at 5-6. We are cruising towards a tiebreaker. Gentlemen, somebody has to win this set despite their best efforts. Who do we think is going to take this first here?
I would say Musetti.
Carson, do you concur?
I don't think so. I think I'll go Tiafoe.
Okay. You know what? I think the real winner is going to be tennis. How about that? So we're even. By the way,
an hour and 10 minutes, and we're just starting a tie break.
Oh gosh, Ghosty, this is just for you, pretty much. But do we think Steve Brady would be a DSA member? Sorry. I got to keep the politics out of it. And yes, the producer John is correct. That is absolutely a catch me if you can line. Fun fact about that movie: the con artist that was portrayed in it, he made it all up. The one final con for Frank Abagnale Jr.
Wow.
Okay, so look at the tiebreak record. Tiafoe 14-16, Musetti 4-4, pretty darn even. Neither showing a particular strength or weakness. Tiafoe absolutely giving that first point away. A very attackable approach shot that he sailed wide, which is straight up just a targeting issue. What a screw up by Tiafoe. Hopefully he can get back on track here. I see Ghosty's comment. This is one of those matches. Neither guy. Sorry, hey, Super Dave. This is one of those matches. Neither guy is going to win the tournament. So harsh, but fair.
Mm-hmm. So who is winning the tournament?
Brendan Nakashima.
Who's left?
Dang.
What's the remaining draw?
Tomorrow we have Kaboli versus Feast in the other semifinal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so interesting. When we were talking about how wide open the U.S. Open is, not one of us mentioned fees, and he's got a bevy of weapons, and he was somebody at a young age pegged to win majors. Do we miss by not mentioning him sooner?
No, the reason I didn't mention him is because he hasn't even made the quarterfinal of a slam before.
Yeah,
he's only won one straight sets match at slams in his career. One. In his entire career at slams, he's won one match in straight sets. And that was
how could that be possible?
And that was the first round or second round of Wimbledon. I don't remember.
That's one of those stats that like I believe you, but it's so crazy it sounds made up. Because at this point he's on year what, 4 or 5 on the tour?
Yeah.
Wow.
So his first round against Rafael Colinho at Wimbledon was the first match at a slam he had ever won in straight sets.
And Carson, we've got a question for you in the chat. Could you beat Taylor Fritz in 10 rounds of Counter-Strike? Or which game could you own Taylor in?
Not Counter-Strike. I don't like game at all. So I've never played Counter-Strike actually. What game could I own him in? Chess.
Oh. Interesting. Is it because he's a real dummy? Or is it because you're good at chess? Or both? Taylor's Fritz.
I have no clue how good he is. Does he play chess? Actually,
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't need to know how much he plays to know he's not good. He's like, his brain don't work that good.
No, I'm decent at chess. I don't play much anymore, but
Tiafoe serving at 2-all. We're on serve in the tiebreak. Hour and 12 minutes. I think Musetti pushed that just a touch wide, but pretty impressive attack there. Carson, if somebody who's watching wants to play you in chess, are you on one of the apps or one of the games? Where can they find you?
I'm on chess.com. I'll drop my profile in chat if I can figure out how to do that.
I'm trying so hard not to laugh at what Ghosty just said about Steve Brady, but I recognize that we're here to talk tennis, not politics in Sex and the City. But yes, just yes to all of that. Musetti serving 2-3. Great return from Tiafoe. Great put away volley. He has seized the momentum in this tiebreaker. He has the mini break. Musetti will be serving at 2-4 after a brief changeover here.
Good turnaround from Tiafoe after the first point of this tiebreak. He just gave away. But yeah, I mean, we're really close to this being 5-1 right now.
Yep. What is bin face? What is this bin face that that producer John is talking about? Can we get bin face on the screen for context? Is that possible?
What's been?
You don't know about bin face?
I have no clue. I'm
from Clacton.
Wait, what?
So this is the guy who challenged Nigel Farage in an election after Farage resigned from Parliament to try to get out of an investigation. This is Count Binface, and he got what, 26% of the vote in the election.
I'm sorry,
still lost by like 40%, but like this guy finished second.
Is Binface's legal name Binface? How could this person possibly have been on the ballot? Okay, we'll come back to this at the end of the set. Tiafoe now up 5-2 with a second mini break. Looking to potentially serve things out here in set number 1. I'm still reeling from the fact that something or somebody named Binface got on a ballot. Tiafoe with a huge flat serve out wide to go up 6-2. This is really on his racket at this point. On track to win set number 1 here. Another fun game, so stick around for the changeover and between sets is that we're going to play is which sponsor would we personally like to be sponsored by that is currently on display in Cincinnati. I don't see a Skyline Chili logo, and that makes me sad.
I'll be back in a moment, gentlemen, in about 30 minutes.
Valdez, we appreciate you. We'll see you shortly.
See you soon.
We will be here for sure.
I think we'll be here.
Okay, and that's it.
Well, that's the set.
Tiafoe has won the first.
Yeah. Well, either John or I need to screen record some Instagram reels of Count Binface and send them to you because
please do.
You need to know who this is. Those are some nasty looking clouds.
They are
that they showed right before.
Why not a couple hour intermission? Why not? We're not going anywhere. And
hey,
Jane, welcome to the chat. The party continues to grow on a Friday night from around the world, around the country. Count Binface is being introduced into living rooms and bathrooms because realistically, some of y'all are watching from the bathroom if you're watching on your phones. Although I guess with the iPads, could be watching from the iPad in the bathroom too. And if you have a TV in your bathroom, get it together. Don't be doing that. That's not a place for a TV.
No, you don't want that there. Well, whenever we get back from a commercial break, we'll pick our sponsors.
Yeah, there's one that I've been looking to talk about. There's I think it's Veroni Charcuterie. I don't know. Okay. I'm not familiar with that company, but I will bite. Any charcuterie company could sponsor me because there's nothing better than some charcutes in an evening and a nice glass of wine, maybe another nice glass of wine, maybe a whiskey, maybe a nice glass of port to wash it all down. Carson, what do you like to enjoy with charcuterie?
Usually just like water, maybe some coffee.
Wild, man. Wild.
Yeah.
Ghosty asks, why can't we get British pub culture over here? It's so much better than the sports bar. I don't know, man, but it's a bummer. I mean, definitely some of the bars where I live, they'll do Premier League on Saturday mornings. And it seems like it's a good time. I just don't super want to have a beer at 9 a.m. I was I was told at a pretty young age that's a signal that you have a problem. But I guess if you're a soccer fan, there's some kind of exemption. By the way, Carson Ghosty points out that Milwaukee has good bars. I think that might be the understatement of the century. If you want to make some truly horrific alcohol-related decisions, there is no better city in the United States than Milwaukee.
No better state than Wisconsin.
Yeah. When you look at the per capita alcohol consumption and like what zip codes have the highest, it's like 1 through 50 are Wisconsin. They know how to drink in that state.
Yeah. I think you've probably seen like the map of like the 50 drunkest counties in the US. There's like 42 of them that are in the state of Wisconsin.
Can we pull that graphic up? Do you have access to that as we are now getting underway on set 2? And look, guys, this is a Friday night stream. We're gonna do our best to stay more or less away from politics, although indulge just the two of us from time to time. We're gonna talk tennis. We're gonna get a little wacky. We're gonna talk all kinds of fun things. We're gonna talk sponsors. Old Spice, it's a great product. Big fan of the Oasis scented Old Spice antiperspirant and anti-deodorant stick. That's what I use.
Wear deodorant, people. And shower at least once a day.
I love that they're like, it's deeply rooted in its European immigrant heritage, cold winters, and social traditions. Like, I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot of places with European heritage around the world, and they don't drink the way they do in Wisconsin. I think that might be something else. I think the cold weather is the biggest factor. Oh, that's a bad miss from Tiafoe. And Musetti up 40 love, absolutely cruising in game 1. And Carson, as you pointed out earlier, those clouds are looking a touch ominous. Hopefully we won't have a delay because I can't imagine that they are going to be able to continue play once it starts to drizzle, as there is no roof. I guess they could, but they really shouldn't. Some of the backhand rallies.
They should have.
Go ahead. Oh, interesting question from Ghosty for you, Carson. Is Milwaukee colder than Minneapolis? And then follow-up question, is it colder than Chicago?
Well, in the winter, there's more wind and precipitation just because it's on Lake Michigan.
Wait, the city in Wisconsin is on Lake Michigan?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
that doesn't make sense. Can they do that?
I mean, Michigan doesn't surround the entire lake.
Yeah, I feel like for it to be Lake Michigan, it should. You know what? We got to get somebody on this. We're going to rename Lake Michigan. Talking Tennis officially endorses with the renaming of Lake Michigan. I don't want to take too many liberties, but I feel comfortable taking that one.
Yeah, the Lake of Canada. Well.
Lakey McLakeface. How about that? What a gorgeous point there. I like that lob attempt from Tiafoe. I really like that tweener attempt from Musetti. Is it a high percentage shot if the goal's to win the point? No. Is it something the fans like? Yes. And at the end of the day, they are, in addition to athletes and world-class ones at that, they're entertainers too. Mm-hmm. Fun point.
40-30 now.
Tiafoe's cross-court roll, short-angled forehand has been on fire this match. A lot has not been working for him, but that certainly has. And Musetti will wish he had that forehand back on a very makeable, fading from the behind the baseline overhead slice from Tiafoe.
You got to deuce quickly.
Indubitably. That sky is beautiful. Every time I watch a match in Cincinnati, I want Skyline chili. I make fun of it for being disgusting, and it is, but it's a lot of calories. And the thing that you have to remember is it's not disgusting going down. It's what happens afterwards that's disgusting. It tastes delicious because it's just a big old plate of spaghetti, chili, and cheese. Ghosty is absolutely baiting me right now, and it's going to work if he does it one more time. That's good. That's good. Touche, Ghosty. Touche. And we've got Ad Musetti. Was that a let, or did that miss? I didn't quite catch that. Lake Michigan. I'll workshop that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and a double fault there from Musetti, now taking us to deuce again. This is more consistent with the first 2/3 of set number one. Just every game an absolute battle, long games. That's how we end up with an hour and 15-minute set. Deuce number 2 here in game number 1 of set number 2. In match number 1 of the night session.
Yeah. Definitely raining to the west of Mason.
There's a guy in the front row wearing an absolutely baffling hat that I hope that they will pan to again. And I'd like to see more and know more about what that is. Perhaps he's a Shriner. Perhaps someone told him it looked good, but it looks like that hat is wearing him. He's not wearing that hat.
I don't know if I...
When you see it, you'll know.
Okay.
It's a very strange headgear selection for that fella.
It's not the guy wearing the headband.
No. It's got no brim, but it's a hat nonetheless. Second serve from Musetti.
I'm excited to hopefully see this soon.
Nice ball to Tiafoe's backhand there, and then an absolutely tanked forehand approach in the net from Musetti. He'll wish he had that one back. There is a 9-foot tall ball boy, it looks like, as well on Musetti's side of the court. That's kind of fun. Are you seeing this kid?
Yes.
That kid should be hooping. What's he doing? What's he doing on a tennis court?
Riley Opelka Jr.
Yeah, for real. Deuce number 3. Tiafoe hanging in there, and
imagine having to sit behind him for the match.
Oh, I couldn't do that. No.
Get front row seats and
and the ball kid's blocking the view.
You can't see anything.
Great return and approach from Tiafoe. I think that was a winning play, but poorly executed. That volley. That's the worst volley of the match, frankly. But it actually a play that I'd like to see Tiafoe try a touch more there.
Mm-hmm.
Musetti with another add in here. Long game to start the set. Let's see if he converts. Misses wide on serve number 1. We've got a second serve here on add in for Musetti. There's a guy not paying attention in the second row, texting. That sucks. Look up. Tiafoe doesn't get it done. And we're getting some highlights now from earlier in the match. Oh, gosh, Carson, I don't know if you caught the backhand passing shot on the run from Musetti and at 2-all in set number 1. That, to me, is still the shot of the match so far. Just spectacular stuff.
Yeah, looks like a good point.
Yeah, the level hasn't been super high consistently, but we've had spurts of brilliance from both players throughout the match. Tiafoe. I wonder how much liquid exactly he goes through in a given match. Like he's sweaty coming out of the tunnel.
Intake or outtake?
Intake. Well, both actually. I'm sure there's a way to track that. But seriously, he's sweating coming out of the tunnel, and my Polish American brothers will get this. We call that an elite cooling system. I'm now trying to spot the guy with the hat that I referenced earlier because I feel like I must have been hallucinated because it was so ridiculous. It was very much like that sketch from I Think You Should Leave. Wow. I have to say, Musetti with an inside-out one-handed backhand that was just lethal. Unbelievable shot.
That's insane.
Wonder what Tiafoe's laundry bill is for a tournament if he makes it through the full week.
What side of the court was the person on with the hat that you're talking about?
I'm trying so hard to spot this guy right now. I think it might have been a fever dream. It was so absurd. Again, like very much Tim Robinson. I think he should leave like level bad hat. Yeah. Hey, maybe he's listening to the broadcast and took it off because I'm not seeing it at the moment.
Well, someone had to tell him it doesn't look good.
If he had it on at the end of the first set, he had it on for a long time. Tiafoe got a little lucky there with that volley. I think that was a bit closer to the line than he initially intended, but gets it done. Now up 30-15. And I'm looking to get the score even. Ghosty is correct. Tim Robinson, it's so funny because I don't know that there's anybody who's in reasonable shape that looks less athletic than him, but he is an all-world skateboarder. Hey, if we got a mathematician in the chat, can somebody calculate, like, using whatever to figure out how tall that ball kid is? He is massive. I thought you were kidding about being blocked by his head in the first row, but there's actually no one standing behind this kid, probably because he was blocking their line of sight. Huge forehand there from Tiafoe, coming in behind that, and he'll wish he had that one back as well. Let the ball go by him. It lands in. You hate to see it.
Yeah, you won't be happy about that.
Great question.
I like this question.
Power. Yeah, what do you think, Carson?
I don't know if a one-hander is going to get to number one again. Like, period.
There he is. He's behind Musetti. I didn't imagine it. It's like a beret, but it's not.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is that?
It raises more questions than there could possibly be answers. As Tiafoe's second serve at 30-all.
I've never seen a head covering like that.
There's nothing I love more than to say something ridiculous on these streams and then go, and now we're at 30-all. Like my serious commentator voice. Like I think that's the stuff that's kind of fun about being on YouTube versus like a traditional broadcast is you get a little silly with it. You can't swear, which is a shame because we should be allowed to. It used to be a free country, but YouTube ain't free. Not beholden to the same rules. But, oh, did that serve hit? Nope, just a touch long. Musetti with the break point here. 30-40. Second serve. Pretty solid return there from Musetti. Nice backhand exchange. Tiafoe taking it cross court there. Ooh, is that going to hit? Great defense from Musetti. Tiafoe overhead and puts it away. We are now at deuce yet again. We are crossing the 1 hour and 30-minute mark at 1-0 in the second.
Trying to find out how big this video wall is on the backcourt because we can use that to figure out how tall this kid is.
We're gonna triangulate this, guys. We're gonna get to the. This is a talking tennis promise. We are gonna get to the bottom of how tall this ball kid is. Massive inside in forehand there from Tiafoe. Absolutely spectacular shot. The crowd goes wild. How did Cincinnati even get this tournament? What a weird legacy holdover. I'm sure there's a rich history behind that, but I don't have that in front of me, and maybe somebody in the chat can help us with a little research and better inform us. So, Sean raised an interesting question and asked basically that he wonders if some coaches outright ban the one-hander in some academies. As more and more players have the two-hander, I believe that they ban it, but I also think there are fewer and fewer people that are able to teach it as well. Like, think
fewer
about
that
it,
are
right?
able to yeah, I mean, look, there's a reason that people started using the two-hander.
Yeah.
It's a better shot. Like, it's more stable, it's more accurate, like it's more dangerous. Like, you can do more of it. Like, the one-hander, it looks better, but everything else about a two-hander is superior.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's just not a lot of one-handers left. There's probably not going to be much more than there are in the future. I mean, like, maybe over the next 10 years, 5 years, you'll see some players coming up, like trying to imitate Roger Federer, Wawrinka. Like, There are players who have one-handers still, but like, so there might be like a small surge of people just trying to emulate it, but like a two-hander it's a better shot. So
yeah, I mean, and look, every technique more or less has its pros and cons, and so I get the argument that when you're on the run, you have a touch more reach. I get the argument that the saber, it potentially might have some benefit with the one-hander, but a kick serve to the backhand, if the ball is above your head, which it frequently is at the pro level, a one-hander can be a real liability. And so the antidote to that is having a lethal slice, but that's so limiting in a way that a two-hander just isn't. And so I generally agree, Carson, with everything you just said. I think, maybe there will be a technological innovation to the racket that might make it a more viable shot for more players, but it's really hard to imagine it. Doesn't mean it can't happen, but I would be surprised. And look, there's not a player on earth who's maybe outside of Greece, maybe, that's saying, you know what, I'd like to be like Stefanos Tsitsipas. No, nobody's copying that backhand. There's no one, including saying, you know what, I'd like a Matteo Berrettini's backhand. Yeah, how about that? How about that?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that about Sampras having a two-hander. Oh, no way did he get to that. This is an unbelievable point. Such a scramble.
Good volley.
Oh, and he's just pushed it a touch wide, but a gutsy attempt there from Musetti. We now have 2 break points for Big Foe, who is, despite being called Big Foe, not nearly as big as that massive ball kid. It's a ball giant.
Mm-hmm.
That kid has more in common with the Cyclops from the movie The Odyssey and other Odyssey vehicles than he does with me. My goodness.
Yeah, I tried to get Claude to look up the dimensions for that wall at the back of the court. It didn't have anything specific. But, I mean, we know Tiafoe is 6'2", and it looks like he's a little bit taller.
A little bit. He looks about
than the
taller to me. Great return from Tiafoe to secure the break. And what has been a very close match and taking us an hour and a half to get here might be rapidly slipping out of Musetti's grip. Tiafoe doing what he needs to do. Good stuff. Way to battle. I have a pal that lives in Durham as well who went to the Cincinnati Open and saw the Williams sisters play doubles. Ultimately unsuccessful, but they said that the atmosphere was just electric, and it's sort of one of those things. It would be great if they get a few wins. It really doesn't matter. It's going to bring people out. It's going to get folks, off their couch and into a tennis stadium somewhere. And so I just believe in my heart of hearts that it's great for the sport anytime a Williams sister is willing to get on the courts.
Yeah, I think it's good for tennis still, that they're still playing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, who knows? Obviously, Venus is on a massive losing streak in singles, and she's also 46 years old. Like, I don't know, but they still bring a lot of fans in. It's good money for tournaments. Not that the players necessarily get to be on the receiving end of that at all, but
that's a longer conversation for another day, maybe post-match. Oh, golly. What a match we got here. Tiafoe, man, he doesn't look great, but again, he's getting it done.
It's been good.
Yeah.
Certainly good enough.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Do we think that Musetti getting a haircut is what's holding him back? Do we think that the locks would benefit him? I got to tell you, the wind in the hair, the crowd is going nuts here. There are some of the most rhythmless whites I've ever seen in my entire life going absolutely bonkers in the crowd right now. Look at them. Not a single person clapping on beat. Beautiful.
Nope.
Beautiful thing. And there he is, John Silk.
I'm still here. I'm going to leave myself on mute. I'm going to do one of those sort of cool things where you sort of see the producer backstage, but you're going to see him front stage. but I will be with you in about 2 minutes. I promise.
Okay.
This is sort of a look behind the curtain in our metaphorical Wizard of Oz, if you will.
Exactly. The Wizard
Yes.
of Oz.
Yes. Tiafoe serving 2-1 in the second, misses the first. Musetti obviously going to try and break back into this because, Carson, as you know, it's not a break unless you hold. Wow.
This is a really big game coming up.
Yeah. The action on that second serve for Tiafoe. I mean, that forehand was so massive. If somehow we were to absorb whatever just happened there and we were to replicate that motion, normal people would just destroy their shoulder. Just tear every ligament. Normal human beings simply do not have the ability to hit that shot. That was spectacular from Tiafoe. Wow. Ghosty's picking on Charlotte, and I just want to +1 every single one of those things. Absolutely horrible city. Just flavorless. Could be anywhere in the world. There's nothing fun. Without getting into it too much, it's just optimized for the bankers and NASCAR fans. Terrible combo. Terrible. John, have you ever been to Charlotte?
Yeah.
Would you like to change that? You're good.
I mean, WTA finals going there in 2027, so
and you know what?
That'll be a reason to go.
I'm angry about it because now I got to go to Charlotte. Thanks, WTA. Now I got to go to Charlotte. What am I? Truly a terrible city.
I mean, they have an NFL team allegedly.
Oh man, is JJ McCarthy, speaking of alleged NFL teams, going to be the quarterback for the Vikings, or are y'all going Kyler this year?
Kyler is the starter.
That's not a great vote of confidence for a first-round pick from a couple of years ago in JJ McCarthy. He couldn't throw in college, and shockingly, he can't seem to throw in the pros.
No, I mean, so tough. I feel like you could have seen this coming.
Yeah.
If you're the Vikings, like, this guy never had to throw for 2,000 yards. Like, there were entire games where, like, I remember the season they won the national title. The second half against Michigan, when Michigan played Penn State, it was like a top 10 matchup, but they threw 2 passing plays in the entire second half.
And the crazy thing is, it was too many. Like, it's like just 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Tiafoe now up 40-15, looking on track to get this hold, swinging volley attempt, and he makes it. And I don't know about y'all, I kind of hold my breath anytime somebody goes for a swinging volley, but it is one of the most electric shots in the sport.
Yeah, able to put it away. Maybe a little bit lazy with the footwork.
Are we seeing the hat behind Tiafoe right now? We are. I'm not imagining this, right? It's not a beret.
Yeah,
it's not a ball cap. I don't even know what you would
It's
call
also
it.
like, it's not a Shriner's hat either.
Oh, that's a great question from Jane. Is there anything that throws players off playing against a one-handed backhand? You know, I've never heard that question before, but it's a really good one. I'm curious, Carson, what do you think? Is there something that is a disadvantage or a challenge that we might not have talked about so far?
That is a good question. I haven't thought about that before.
I guess the angles potentially, like you can generate interesting angles with a one-hander that are a little tougher with a two-hander.
I think, I mean, spin profile can be a little bit different. Obviously, like the shot is set up to be a little bit more built off of slices.
Yep.
Than normal top spin backhand. So, but I feel like that's something you can adjust to rather quickly. Like you can figure that out.
As Ghosty points out, by the way, that was an absolutely stellar backhand return from Tiafoe. Immediately after saying that the one-hander generated better angles, potentially, Tiafoe hit a sick angle with his two-hander. just to prove me wrong, as him and his box are almost certainly listening. They have, to my knowledge, never once denied that they listened to Talking Tennis during Tiafoe matches. Factually correct. Fact. It's all true.
There's some people wearing sunglasses, by the way, in the stadium. That's a look. I'm assuming it's not that sunny.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead.
It's
and
quite
assume
cloudy, actually.
They're almost certainly hitting the pen, if you know what I mean, or just jerks. They're really no in between for wearing sunglasses at night in this day and age.
Larry David has a great answer to this. There's only two types of people that wear sunglasses indoors. He says only blind people and fill the gap.
Yeah.
If you like. It's not polite word. Yeah.
Love the Larry David reference that you're sliding in there.
Have you seen the Larry David and Barack Obama thing of late? Have you seen this 7-minute skit?
No,
I haven't.
Very funny.
But John McEnroe famously was in an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is one of my favorites.
Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, he smashed. I think they both get drunk in it, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least the characters do. Maybe they do as well because
they get kicked out of a fancy event as well.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good.
Okay, so Jane has now said that we need his hat on screen, and John,
have you seen this hat? I've seen the super tall bald kid. I've seen all sorts of other stuff that you've referenced, the clouds and the skyline, but I haven't seen this headgear. I saw someone just now wearing a headband very similar to the one that we're seeing worn by Francis Tiafoe. Someone in the crowd is wearing it, which is a little unusual, but I haven't seen this hat.
I love the guy with the big gut and the headband in the front row. It's like, hey man, you're not stepping on the court, okay? You shouldn't be sweating. It's 77, right? But you knock a couple back and maybe you get the glisten going a little bit. So could be good preparation.
So can you describe this hat for me that I should be seeing?
It's okay. So it is brimless. It is not a beret. It's circular but somehow square. Carson is all that. Carson has confirmed the existence of this hat. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, I have seen it.
It's
also multicolored. It's striped.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah,
but
it's
maybe I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, and so James.
So it's the far end of the court. If you're facing the court, it's on the right side. So the deuce side of the baseline.
So Jane points out, by the way, kind of following up on the question, references a knuckleball and a submarine pitcher. And I think one key difference in my mind is the trajectory of a knuckleball is fundamentally different than a 12-6 motion or a 3/4 motion in baseball. Same deal for a submarine pitcher. It's a fundamentally different trajectory. I don't know that the trajectory of a one-hander is that different. I'd actually, if any of y'all are familiar with the stats around this, I don't think it generates more RPMs. I don't think it's got more pace. It's similar in many ways. I think that the one difference is the angles, but all these players are such great athletes that they can still get to the ball just the same. So it's different, but it's less different to me than those things.
You've probably just seen it because I know I'm a few seconds ahead of you, but you've just seen Musetti miss a very makeable one-handed backhand, and I don't know that there's been a couple of those today as well.
Yeah.
Although he's just made, you're going to see an incredible backhand return from him, and it is kind of a bit more of a risk. It just feels risky. Do you know what I mean? When you watch that whole motion, even someone like Musetti, who's, by the way, this return, it's a highlight reel return that you're going to see right now if you haven't seen it already. And it is wild when you watch the slow motion replay, the way it kind of moves in the air and lands in. But it just feels more than it did with Wawrinka and Federer. These other guys, including Musetti, just feels a bit more of a risky shot.
And then, of course, he has to go and hit a absolutely gorgeous upline one-hander in the middle of that.
That's what I mean. Highlight. That's shot of the year contender in a way, even if it's just a return. But
hold the phone. I got it. I got the picture. I'm gonna put this on my screen now. This is the hat. Do you see?
Yeah.
I don't even know what to call that style of hat.
North African, without being controversial.
I think,
although maybe I'm being controversial.
I mean,
I think that's the closest comp that I've heard. Like, yeah.
Maybe. I mean, the man looks very white, though.
Again, without being controversial, but also North African.
I mean, you can see him like behind Musetti on this replay.
And Jane asked, why is Musetti yelling? And I think he's yelling because he has been in this match, or was in this match, for an hour and a half, and it feels like it's slipping away. Tiafoe's level is staying the same and maybe even ticking up a bit, and Musetti's spraying it just a bit more. He's taking some riskier attempts.
When Carson went against mine and yours, Zach's considerations for that tiebreak, I was like, Musetti's winning this tiebreak, and then it's going to be 7-6, 6-3 for him. But no, it was Tiafoe had other ideas.
Yeah, Tiafoe is looking confident right now. I mean, he's gone from playing spotty.
7-6-4-2. He should be pretty optimistic now.
But he was looking a little inconsistent in set one, and I think that minus a couple of questionable choices in set number two has looked very, very solid.
Have we seen the clips of Zverev saying, "I've never foot faulted in my life"? Have you seen those clips? Basically,
no.
he foot faulted a couple of times in the same match. 2 rounds ago, maybe. I think it might have been in the defeat to Tommy Paul, but it wasn't at a crucial juncture, let's say that.
Yeah.
And his defense was, "I've never foot faulted in my life." And I'm like, well, I don't think that's not a defense. That's not a... And then they showed the replays and he had foot faulted. And
anytime in my experience where somebody says categorically, "I have never done this thing," especially in my day job, they almost always have done that thing and a lot. And a tennis player saying "I've never foot faulted," that's just like an obvious lie. That's like come on.
Categorically, I've never been caught drink driving before.
That's like a married person. I've never even looked at anybody else. Like, come on. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
The Ghosty says,
this is a great comment.
Amazing comment.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Are there any Russian German fans in the chat before I say what I'm about to say? Is there a more menacing combination of nationalities than Russian German?
Wow. We'll just leave it out there. Unfortunately, it's a rare.
That's what I am. So,
but you got that nice Midwestern thing to kind of smooth it out.
A little bit.
That by the way, going back about 2 or 3 games, that Tiafoe let it go. The one that landed comfortably inside the baseline. Was a bit weird because he had to make a real effort to get out the way.
Yep.
There's some that you just don't feel comfortable with on the backhand volley, for example, and you're like, already you've done the arithmetic going, I don't like backhand volleys, and I think this is going long.
Yep.
And it lands in, and you comfort yourself by going, well, I probably wouldn't, I could have messed up the backhand volley anyway, and you just take the hit. He had to really get out of the way of that, and it landed comfortably. Like it was coming at his body, and it was took more effort to get out of the way of it than make the volley. Anyway, I'm going back at some point, but I just
do we think the South African Brazilians are breathing a sigh of relief in the chat over what I said earlier?
Yeah, and the Chinese Mexicans and.
We have such a beautiful, wonderful, interconnected world, and I think it's okay to make light of some things here and there, as long as it's all in good fun and good taste, which I hope everybody appreciates. I'm being a little silly. I'm not familiar with the actress Sandra Hüller. Did I say that right? Hüller. I don't know what those dots mean.
The aforementioned category. Sounds a bit more Germanic than Russian, but maybe.
Did you see Project Hail Mary?
I did not.
Okay.
I don't watch things about space because the vastness makes me contemplate my own relative insignificance in the universe, and it makes me sad.
Zach, that's the second funny thing you've said tonight, by the way. I did not. There's something amusing about that. You said remiss earlier as well, and
I did.
I remember you saying that like over a year ago. Do you know when I remember you? You said it would. I need to preview this match. It was one of those like 30, 60 second like things.
Yeah.
But it would be remiss of me not to comment on John's moustache.
It's a really fun word, is it not?
It's brilliant. And
yeah.
did not is also funny. So you just said I did not. And it's just a funny response.
I worked onomatopoeia into conversation today as well, which is another really fun word.
I think I heard that, and I didn't have enough time to write it into my phone to see what it meant.
So I said that in the context of my wife loves to read romance novels, and I said I can't handle them because there's too much onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia, okay.
Yep.
And what does it mean?
It's a noise that sounds like what you think. So like whoosh, like whoosh sounds like whoosh.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Bang.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Onomatopoeia from the show The In-Betweeners, little British TV there, John, would be the word clunge. Clunge. If you remember that episode.
Yes, of course. Oh, but no, I don't know the episode specifically, but Zach.
Yep.
Also, listen, Carson, I think, showed you up a little bit with his awareness of Count Binface earlier.
Look, I am actively doing work for one of the British political parties right now. I should really know who that is. I'm embarrassed that I don't.
Yeah, well, not everyone knows that fringe far-right party, Zach, so...
that is, I cannot... Nope, not that one, not that one. The reason that I'm American is in part because of people like Nigel Farage, or half of me at least. Yep.
What's this insect? Look, what's this animal on court? It's one of those things that that tennis TV are already clipping right now. You're gonna see this animal on the court. I think
is that an
insect?
What is that?
Don't know.
I feel like we're in Australia more than Cincinnati.
That's a praying mantis. Is that a praying mantis?
There you go. This is why Carlson's on the Talking Tennis TV team.
I can't believe they just did that to the praying mantis. I can't. That is definitely dead. That poor ball kid, destroyer of worlds. I thought they were going to put like a cup on it and by the way, if you're going to transport an insect, cup, piece of paper, and then, it can be fine. That's a majestic creature that they absolutely killed.
He just killed it.
We witnessed a murder live on Talking Tennis. Oh my God.
I seen the hat again. Yeah, there you go. I say again after you showed it earlier. Perfect. Yeah, I'm in favor, obviously, of saving just about any animal's life. Although the housefly, I saw an 11 or 12-minute video today in my boredom of cool Roger Federer adverts, and there's one of him squishing a fly with like a Nike shoe, and it's like showing how cool this and flexible shoe was. And I was just, even in 2026, and this advert or commercial was from 2011, I was still just about okay with it.
Ooh, John, this is a great opportunity to plug what a lot of people call the book of the decade, Even the Defeats. But Dan Sports 69, nice, 02.
Decade, Zach. I feel almost offended by that. I was thinking more like century or millennium. Or
let's do millennia. The book of the millennia.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave that in a review on Amazon for your book.
Good to have.
By the way, do you have a copy of it? Can we see?
Actually, this is a funny thing. I actually lent it, my last copy, and I believe there are still hundreds and maybe even thousands left. But my last copy in my possession, I actually lent to someone just the other day.
Well, so this is actually an interesting question for you as an author, as we're now at 3-5 and Tiafoe looking very on track to close this things out in straight sets here. As an author, you've given your last copy of your book away. Do you have to purchase your own book to then give it away, or does the publisher say, okay, here you go, John, here's a few more copies?
The publisher was fairly flexible in that, in terms of like, anyone who wanted to interview me about the book or whatever, they were very happy to sort of send them out, especially around Europe.
Yeah.
But it's been about 2 years since that happened, and it's probably 4 years since I read the book. So maybe I'm stretching that, but I'm hoping the person who also lives in Bonn, who I did lend it to her, saying this is my last copy. Basically, I've got on me, but I also know I can get hold of it. But yeah, there was a I lent. Oh, I lent her at the same point the book by Matt Futterman that he's just written, and I interviewed him about last week, The Coolest Game. So she borrowed both of those books in the same Is it fell swoop? Is that
yes? That tracks.
One fell swoop. Yeah.
Do people in Bonn say bon voyage to each other to say goodbye? Is that some nice Bonn humor?
No, but there is a restaurant called Bon Appetit, which is
that's good. That's good.
Pretty good, yeah. Pretty good.
Are you ever like James Bond?
No, but I never thought about some of these, and I should have done, right?
I love a little bit of regional humor. And in fact, Carson, if you've got any Minneapolis or Minnesota regional humor, would love to hear it.
Ooh.
Minnesota nice is of course.
Is Minnesota nice? I don't know. Mostly we just make fun of Wisconsin and Iowa as states. So
talking about Iowa feels like punching down. Like that's you know what I mean? Like it's they overtilled the soil, literally. Like it's tough. It's tough. As we are now gonna have Tiafoe serving for the match at 5-4, live from Cincinnati.
I'm getting a commercial, and if I understand correctly, it's called 5-Star Weekend. And
is that Idris Elba shilling AI for me?
Jennifer Garner is in it.
Huh.
I'm getting an ad for Amazon Health AI.
Oh, great. I'm sure there'll be nothing bad that comes of that.
Looking at a really nice image of someone with some gout in their foot.
Oh, gout. Is gout back?
Probably. Thanks, RFK.
Dan, by the way, yes, I'm very aware of those suggestions. I'd love Lewis Hall to come to Man United, but because we've been dithering all summer, it might not happen.
I love the Grinnell reference in the chat. I have two friends that I spoke to today that are both Grinnell graduates, both very good tennis players. I'd like to add.
Lost on me.
It's a small university in Iowa that is like pretty interesting university. Like they've got for the size of the school, they've cranked out a bunch of very impressive alums across a variety of stuff. But Grinnell isn't a college. It's really more of a religion for the people that went there. Yeah.
Do they religiously make double faults when they're serving out tennis matches?
Ironically, both of the people that I know that went to Grinnell that I talked to today that play tennis, yes, are habitual double. Like they got, like that's the weakness in both their games. So maybe there is something to that.
And on the next point, do they just dominate and then nonchalantly put away a volley as well?
So Tiafoe with the double start.
There's nothing more nonchalant than. And in an amazing way, than Francis Tiafoe, in a way. Francis Tiafoe winning a point nonchalantly is like half of the points that he wins.
Can you win a point chalantly? That was okay. I've just now seen it. That was such a nonchalant.
It's good. It's good. It's like being we can be underwhelmed and overwhelmed, but we're never whelmed.
Yes. Not with that attitude. Yeah. Look at this. Is that a volley or is that an overhead? Is it chicken or is it fish? I'm just not following. Oh my God, Ghosty's cracking me up. Ghosty, we gotta get on a Zoom and talk non-tennis stuff at some point because I think we're have a good time.
Did Djokovic? I think. Oh no, I think it was in the third set. Djokovic Musetti in Athens last year was a wild final. And I think Djokovic served for it at least once.
You know what else was wild, John? That serve was 75 miles an hour from Tiafoe.
Yeah, that is wild.
That is such a surprising number that I wonder if there is something behind it. Tiafoe now at 15-30. Musetti has a chance to get back in this match. Let's see if he can seize this moment. hopefully there's nothing going on with Tiafoe, because that is an uncharacteristically weak serve that he hit there, and Musetti will wish he had that one back as well. To borrow from Mitchell and Webb, that's a bad miss.
Mitchell and Webb.
Yeah.
We've really done a lot, even just the few minutes I've been on, but even before that, it's a lot of UK, US niche-ish references. But I'm all here for the US niche ones, less so for the British ones, funny enough, because our audience is largely, well, you might be surprised to hear this, but we've got a slightly sizable Filipino audience too. But next on the list, and it's a clear second, is the US.
I love it. The nationalities covered in this call. Well, because you're a British citizen, a German resident. Carson, as you mentioned, you've got a Russian-German combo. Not scary at all. And also the Midwest and the States. You know, I'm a tri-citizen. We got a lot of nationalities covered here today. And then also, I don't know, several hundred fans in the Philippines joining.
This is a funny one because Tiafoe should win this point.
He should win this point and then win this match. Let's see if he actually pulls it off.
Exactly. I'm giving it away, but it's okay. I think on this occasion.
He really worked the backhand. Some great angles there from Tiafoe, and then he sails it wide.
He's up. And then he's down.
Dan Davenport asks, guys, how far could you see Ferry going at the U.S. Open? Second round, if it's an absolute best case scenario for him. Gents, do you concur?
Yeah, I wouldn't say further than that.
Make a crazy call.
You're going to watch a very interesting point. Very interesting.
I'm so pissed that you were this far ahead of me. I don't know what's going on with the United States internet, but we got to get it together. We need a commission. We need to study. How are you this far ahead of me?
Yeah, and I'm just watching it on regular TV, and I'm often the one further behind, but...
Oh, good pickup there from Musetti. Oh, yeah, now I saw.
You thought it was going to make it over, but no.
That was far too nonchalant from Tiafoe. Yeah. I just saw a woman in the crowd go like this, which is how I think everybody watching just felt.
Yeah, that wasn't good, anywhere close to good enough. The break point.
Wow. This could get interesting, fellas.
Yeah.
Get comfortable. Dan Davenport asks if we were all shocked about Nick Kyrgios taking cocaine. Dan, earlier in the broadcast, I said I was shocked that it was his first positive test, not that it was a positive test. Every single thing we know about Nick Kyrgios makes it pretty clear he's not unfamiliar with the white girl. You know what I mean? Musetti gets it. Musetti gets it. Musetti gets it.
Yeah.
We could be here for a while.
I was nonchalant as it happened, by the way. That is obviously the word today. I knew it 30 seconds ago, but I just carried on as though nothing had happened.
You played it cool. Thank you for letting me have that moment and spazzing out there a little bit. Ghosty asked, did Tom Holland retire from Spider-Manning? Hopefully so, because he can't act. Seems like a nice guy, though.
I think he's a good actor.
Yeah, but break it down, because I watched The Odyssey, and it was like everybody else was slinging, and then also Tom Holland was there, and I just maybe I'm wrong, but also maybe that's my perception is skewed because that's really the only thing I've actually seen him in.
Have you seen any of the Spider-Man movies?
No, I also don't watch super movies in addition to space movies because it upsets me that we don't get to have superpowers. I have a weird set of cinema preferences, if you can't tell.
What do you like watching?
I love a nice sports movie. I love a biopic.
Really?
I do. That was a terrible serve from Musetti there. He sprayed that by like 8 feet.
Because
it's another Mantis.
Sports movies can be tough to watch, but some are good, but there's a lot of not so good ones in my view.
I thought McEnroe and Borg was excellent. That's a good one. 7 Days in Hell, another good one as well. It's got Jon Snow from Game of Thrones, who's also in industry now and very, very good. I did not know he had that kind of range in that. And Andy Samberg, Dodgeball, American Underdog Story, Ben Stiller.
Yeah, funny.
Yeah, Invincible. That one kind of sucked, but also I still watch it. Miracle. That's a great American hockey movie. Goon, Ghosty is correct, is spectacular. Goon 2 was not worth seeing. As Musetti now 30-15 back in this match. Tiafoe has got to be not super happy at the moment. Carson, if you're in Tiafoe's box, what would you tell him to do to get things back on track here?
I think he just needs to refocus a little bit. I think a changeover will be good for him. Coming up in a couple of points either way, but 30 all. He's got a chance in this game. But it seems like maybe he started thinking ahead a little bit.
Yeah. If Tiafoe gets this break back, I think the match is absolutely over.
Should be, yeah. It's probably a little bit difficult to convey this from the box, but you just got to win the first point or two on Musetti's serve, and suddenly you're back in the driving seat again. And he is in the driving seat almost once again.
And I know we're here talking tennis, not talking movies, but also, Carson, I love a good rom-com. Not sure if you saw Anyone But You. Glenn Powell, Sydney Sweeney, spectacular. Just a delight. Good. Yeah, that movie was good.
Have you seen 2 Tickets to Paradise?
I have not. Is it worth? I'm gonna look this up.
I think so. George Clooney. Was it?
The 2006 comedy.
Julia and
I'm seeing a 2006 movie starring John C. McGinley, who we all know from Scrubs, as we are at deuce.
Oh, what?
5 all. Wow, that ball used every inch of the court there. What a shot.
Oh, A Ticket to Paradise, not 2 tickets. But George Clooney, Julia Roberts, and then Sean Lynch is in it. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great
that was really
cast.
good. Yeah, Caitlin Devers.
This is a fun point. Well, sorry, I this is a fun point.
Yeah.
Oh, is Musetti gonna get that? No. Okay, that's a very, 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 very solid volley from Tiafoe.
Yeah.
What an angle on that.
Good effort from Musetti to try to get to it, but
indeed.
So break point number 2.
Yeah.
There are a higher than normal amount of sunglasses at night in Cincinnati. Every time I see a shot of the crowd, like that many people with sunglasses. Okay. Maybe they're prescription and they forgot to bring their daytime glasses, but it is the night session, so that would be dumb. Tom Holland can't act. I could be wrong on that. Sydney Sweeney legitimately is bad at acting, and that's how I know that her and Glenn Powell had real tension between them, because she's not that good normally.
Yeah, she's not good as an actor.
I should know Sydney Sweeney, shouldn't I?
You should definitely know Sydney Sweeney. She's in the culture, to say the least, at the moment.
Yeah, she looks very familiar.
She's in what's that show?
Euphoria.
Oh, he misses it. Musetti misses it. And
no way.
Break back. Wow.
One-handed backhand up the line, but missed.
I feel like
I saw John's face a moment ago and knew that someone did something wrong. But
I think I'm just too old to watch Euphoria. Straight up, you know what I mean? Like it's not for
you
me.
don't need.
No. Guys my age watching Euphoria, there's a yuck factor there for sure.
Yeah, that's more creepy than anything else.
Like I'm aware of it. I have never watched an episode. I think I feel right to keep it that way. Dan Davenport says,
if you do ever watch it, you don't need to let anyone know,
right,
that you watched it.
Like, that's for the youth, or
it's not really for anyone, if we're being honest.
It sounds like maybe you have watched an episode. Like what's it just seems like a bunch of kids having a bad time and behaving badly.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
What about, I mean, obviously it's a slightly different topic, but like even is Sex in the City? Is it okay for us guys to say, yeah, I dip into that from time to time?
That's a classic enough show, I feel like.
What about if you were into it in the late 90s and early 2000s? Like,
I will ride for Sex in the City because I think that is a well-written, well-acted show that was like really, really pushing the envelope for its time, and it's aged very well. I don't know, I haven't watched Euphoria, but from what I understand, I'm not convinced that is going to be sort of like in that pantheon of classic shows,
Yeah, it's not gonna age well. I feel
like Sydney Sweeney, or sorry, that was too easy.
Very easy one.
She looks like she's aging okay at the moment, but you never know. Right, where are we at before I dig myself into a wormhole? 2 hours and 14. I always do this, like 2 hours and 14 minutes on the clock. Francis Tiafoe first.
I love following up an outrageous statement with that very thing. And we talked about that earlier in the broadcast. Like,
oh yeah, I heard it was brilliant.
Yeah. Say something silly. I'm like, and here we are live in Cincinnati.
Yeah, right.
77 degrees, 60% humidity. Tiafoe's on shirt number 6.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Somebody writes in the comment section something very serious about, maybe Russia's intentions in Ukraine or some Middle East politics, and you go, yeah. Anyway, second serve. Francis Tiafoe.
3 points, Francis. As Hosty points out.
Mm-hmm. Look, sometimes you just have to ignore chat. Like
sometimes is an understatement. Yeah.
Desperate Housewives is another show that's going to age very, very well. By the way, thank you, Sean Power, for bubbling that up to the top of our inboxes. That's going to hit. 2 points away for Francis Tiafoe to make it to the next round in Cincinnati. People call it Cincinnati.
In a good
Not
or
wrong.
bad way. In a bad way, presumably. Because it could be sassy.
He lovingly called it Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Yep. The Midwest is a legit slept on part of the country, though. I will ride for Columbus, Ohio. I will ride for Dayton, Ohio, and that's why I feel so like green lights to make fun of Cincinnati. Like, I love huge swaths of the state of Ohio. As Tiafoe is now 1 point away from advancing to the next round. 40 love, match point number 2. 2 hours and 15 minutes. I wish we'd come up with a better nickname. Big Foe is like fine. It's just like he's deserving of a better nickname to me. Like, why?
How did that become his nickname?
I really don't understand it. Wow, what a passing shot from Musetti.
I know.
Like, he's tall for your average human, but he's not tall for the Pro Tour. He's he's muscular for your average human. But it's not like he's like the biggest. He's not a what's it called? Who's the Hungarian guy?
Oh, Fucovic.
There we go. He's not Fucovic.
Save, by the way, was pretty good.
Yes.
And the crowd reaction was like nondescript, which I understand, but it's like, oh, okay, it's not done yet. But it was a really good match point save.
Oh yeah. Second serve for Tiafoe here, out wide. Wow, Musetti is swinging. He is ready to get back into it or end it. He is not trying to have a long point here. My goodness, that was a massive return.
This is kind of a boring origin story for the nickname.
What's the story?
This is off of the UTS website. So you know they're even juicing it up a little bit. Francis says, I had 2 friends growing up and we talked about what college we would go to. They said, if you play for the Georgia Bulldogs, they'll call you Big Foe. Whoa.
Come on. That, as by the way, if Tiafoe has won the match, great,
yes.
Great match for him. That is the lamest nickname origin story I have ever heard. They should just lie. Just lie and come up with something better than that. Because you're right. That is like, there is a communications professional that works for UTS. And it was their job that they got paid money for to come up with, to market that. And that was the best they could do. We're all getting replaced by AI. And frankly, that person deserves it, I think.
It's the UTS, to be fair.
It's
not a big fan of it. If you can't tell, but
I wish we'd gone 3. This was not the highest quality of match, but it was a fun match. We had some great points. We had a little bit of Riz, a little bit of Sauce here and there from both players. The tennis letter. Oh, do we have to?
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm too lazy. Like the average Twitter user. Yeah, I know the tennis letter is lame, but it was just the first tweet, and it's like, okay, yeah.
That's their value, right? Like they're so fast, which is probably why they are so bad with their content. But they are always fast. They are always fast.
Yeah,
they're very quick.
Yep.
Well, there's a picture of Big Foe himself. So, yeah, I don't think it was the highest quality, but given the way things are in the men's tennis landscape right now, not the highest quality can still get you to a 1,000 semi and maybe even a Grand Slam semi at the moment.
I want to make this prediction. Arthur Fee is winning this tournament.
So where are we at in terms of the draw?
Yeah.
They're showing on the screen right now. We got Kabali Fee in semi number 1, and then Nakashima Tiafoe in semi number 2. I don't bet for any number of reasons, but Arthur Fee is winning this tournament. If I did, I would put money on it.
So yeah, I see. Yeah. So we've got Kabali Feast, and now we have Tiafoe Nakashima. Yeah.
Tiafoe. So Valdez predicted that Nakashima was gonna win the tournament, but Tiafoe is a 6-1 head-to-head advantage.
Okay.
So that's a real mountain to climb.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Nakashima's having a great summer. Like,
I mean,
to be fair, like
it's team at some point. I thought he was going to run out Medvedev, but
Carson, what do you think it is that Nakashima is doing differently? Or like, has something clicked for him? Like what has propelled him to such a great summer? Do you think?
Oh, sometimes I think you can just get in a little bit of a roll, and like gaining confidence is just huge as well. But yeah, even like through grass season, like London was a decent tournament for him. Got a win over De Minaur there. Wimbledon wasn't great for him, but Washington got wins over Menchik, De Minaur. Went up to Canada, beat Rinder, Kanech, Darderi, Yodar. Like, it's just been a good string of wins, and I think it's one of those things like winning begets more winning. Like, there's just confidence that comes with that.
Certainly in third sets for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this against Borges, Medvedev, and Fritz, and I think that does help. I will say this, that in answer to Zach's question about, you know, what is going on, I would add that the Canada draw was not bad for him. So yeah, Rinderknech is not easy, but Altmaier and Droge in rounds 1 and 2, then Rinderknech, Darderi.
But look at some of these wins. I mean, he got Hodar is a
Hodar's
great win.
big, yeah. Hodar's big, but then
Fritz is a great win, and there's one other one as well that jumped. Darderi is a pretty good win.
Washington is actually look at this. So there's 2 3-set wins he's had over Fritz. Washington actually, in a way, 4 wins he has in Washington are maybe the 4 most impressive. Okay, he's repeated the trick over Fritz, but
Menchik, good one.
Yeah, he's great.
De Minaur, you know, it's a fine win. A lot of people don't know this, but actually, De Minaur translates to of Minaur. Just wanted to make sure to share that fun fact with y'all.
Yeah.
Medvedev, Winston-Salem Open entrant, wild card, Daniel Medvedev.
Yeah.
I will be seeing him
go for the old
on Tuesday.
Winston-Salem US Open double, which is basically never ever happened, I think.
I believe it has never ever happened. Not basically, just straight up never. But you know what? Maybe this is the year, and then
Medvedev wants to make tennis history. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's Winston-Salem's another one of those tournaments where it's like, yeah, like I was in Tokyo, I was in Paris, I was in London, and then naturally I went to Winston-Salem as well. And I love my home state of North Carolina, but it ain't a global city.
Anyway, Nakashima lies in wait for Francis. We've got Valdez's prediction. What are we predicting? I just feel as though the Nakashima train has to end at some point. You know when I think it might end? In a really early round in New York. That's when the Nakashima, because it's just going to be so much. Semi-finals in Washington, final in Canada, semis or beyond in Cincinnati. And it's going to be tough.
Would you say that he may have peaked just a bit early in hardcourt season, and that's going to hurt him?
That's possibly what I'm leaning towards, but and it's also not. Look at this. Three sets.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Yeah.
Question for y'all though: have you ever seen Brandon Nakashima beat himself? Ever?
No, but he's not.
Well,
go on. It's just that he's
when he lost his. Go ahead, John. I'll go.
He's just not that kind of player, really.
Yeah.
It's not like a guy, with all due respect, sorry, Brandon, who's phenomenally talented, who puts himself in unbelievable positions and really should be swatting aside players, but somehow contrives to lose. You know, players such as Holger Rune, for example, spring to mind. Maybe even Denis Shapovalov, for example, that just have that unbelievable ceiling. Go on, Carson. What were you thinking?
Yeah, I think, to your point, his talent is more about hard work than maybe God-given ability.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like Alcaraz type magic.
Yeah.
Out there. I think sometimes he can beat himself. Like, he lost to Struff in the second round of Wimbledon in a 5-setter. And that went to 4 tiebreaks. Like,
that's tough though. A serve like Struff on grass, like that's tough.
It is, but we're talking about someone who's well outside the top 50.
Yeah, fair.
Like, Nakashima should be able to get that one. Yeah, I think. I mean, you kind of have to discount everything that happened on clay because that's not a great surface for him at all. But I mean, this matchup with Tiafoe, it's just been a tough one for him. Even I think they played only one time this year in Acapulco.
Yeah,
which Tiafoe won. I mean, the head-to-head is difficult. So yeah, I think Tiafoe just is consistently more consistent at like everything than Nakashima is.
Yeah. I think though,
I think last year. I think did he make the final before losing to, or maybe the semis? Maybe Francis last year, losing to Sinner, I think, in Cincinnati. Go on, Zach. What were you going to say?
I was just say like just a very funny comment from Jane that Mehdi hasn't won Winston-Salem yet. I thought that he had in like 2016 or 2017.
I think she's just referring at least to this year. He's not won it yet. You know, the first of the double, which will obviously be the more happier achievement for him if he was to win this Winston-Salem U.S. Open double.
The chat,
when he holds aloft the U.S. Open trophy, he'll be going, "This is okay, but it's no Winston-Salem."
Absolutely, and I think more and more players will be saying that in the future. Ghosty raised something that is very poignant. We're at 10 months since Rune played a professional tennis match. Feels like forever. I forgot about Rune. I find myself regularly going, "Oh yeah, that's right. He's still out there." It doesn't feel like it. What do we think the future holds for the Scandinavian bad boy?
Just one thing. I'll come back in a second. Why did I think Tiafoe lost to Sinner in the Cincinnati Masters last year? Because I'm actually reading this, and he actually went out via walkover to the aforementioned Holger Rune. So I don't know where I got that from. But Rune, is he out the U.S. Open? Has that been confirmed?
He is out.
He is out, is he? The weird thing with Holger is that he was sort of penciling in Hamburg pre-French Open, and then French Open, and then a grass court swing. So that's a little weird, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that Brenner, for example, was sort of saying to me, I think it's a bit soon. And I was like, yeah, but he knows what he's doing. His team knows what he's doing. But it did seem a little soon, Hamburg, bearing in mind it was an Achilles injury he had, which generally keeps you out between 8 and 10 months. And he was threatening to come back after 6 or 7. But I was just like, well, you know, I'll put faith in doctors and physios and all the rest of it. But yeah, that's probably weird. That's the weirdest thing. I get it that, you know, we saw it with Rafa a couple of years ago, didn't we? When he was sort of trying to come back, but he was putting tournament off, and then had a surgery. But that was a little different to a 21-year-old who's had a mega serious injury. And I saw some of those practice, and they were supposed to be promo videos. Yeah. And I was like, those promo videos, and you're thinking that they're obviously massaging them to look as good as they possibly could. So that's weird. That's what I'll say on Holger. Go on.
Question for you. How much of the decision to delay a return do you think is related to protecting a player's ranking? Because like there's every incentive to wait too long than to come back too soon. Yeah.
I mean, at this point, he is past protected ranking.
Oh wow! Yeah,
placement. So, he could come back on a protected ranking. Now, but I mean, this is to me kind of like same situation as Alcaraz with the wrist. Achilles is not something you want to come back from too soon, because you can like seriously mess up your leg. So I don't know. Like, I think there's a chance we see him at some point in the Asian swing, just to get some matches in, but also wouldn't be shocked necessarily if the next time we see him is down in New Zealand or Australia in the new year. So,
and fingers crossed, he's 100%. That's yeah. But it's just that Hamburg thing is a bit odd.
Yes.
Yeah. I have to give a non-tennis shout out to my aunt, Maggie Will, who is playing in the U.S. Women's Senior Open on and has had a challenging lead up to the tournament, but has made the cut. And we are just all so proud of her and so excited for her. And so if folks aren't watching the U.S. Women's Senior Open for golf, check it out and go Maggie go. I have to say it. I'm such a fan of hers, and it's also just like a ton of fun. So if you need some other background noise besides tennis, go Maggie go.
Big up Maggie for sure.
I'm used to saying Maggie out about somebody else, John. If you're familiar with that, but that's a very different context.
I'm not, but maybe I should stay unfamiliar with it. Anyway, Zach, fantastic having you. Carson, I know we have another match to go. I'm hoping that Brian can join us. I'll be around as well for a little while. So I know Carson's doing a double shift tonight, basically. So we're going to bring this to an end because we have Marta Kostuk and Coco Gauff walking on court as we speak. Zach, we will catch up very soon, no doubt. Fingers crossed everything's well in the Zach household. Zach, I was going to try and say your surname, but then I didn't have it written on the screen in front of me, and even if I did, I'd probably mispronounce it. So give it. There you go.
Yeah, no.
Zach Smith.
So the correct pronunciation would be Tchaikovsky, because Poland, Russian borders, and that's the right way to say it. But every generation we just chop a letter, and so we just say Tchaikovsky now.
Tchaikovsky. There we go. Bingo. Thanks, Zach Tchaikovsky and Carson. See you very soon. And to everybody else, you know the drill. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.